Hello, everybody. Welcome to Malt and Magic. Tonight we are playing the 4th episode of Monster of the Week by Evil Hat Productions. How is everybody doing?
I'm trying to figure out what Bodhi was doing. Are we just going to do
it? I was going with M and M. I was like, I was trying to work out what the heck.
Right. YMCA, yeah. I thought you were also pointing at your name like you're playing you. Yeah, you are. Absolutely.
That's what I thought. That's exactly what I thought.
This is exactly how we were expecting tonight to start, and it will continue on. So strap in, everybody. Yeah. Because we are hopefully going to complete this arc. So, yes, we are playing Monster of the Week. It is very heavily based around supernatural and other genre. Well, there's similar things in that genre of TV series and movie and so on and so forth. It is great fun to play. And I would suggest that we... let's start with a rundown, who's playing who, and then we will go into where we were when we finished the last episode.
Is that my cue?
Go for it.
Hi, I'm someone. Hi, I'm Matt, and tonight I will be playing Merrick Masters, the expert. Have you noticed how many M's there are in this whole situation right now?
Malt and Magic plays Monster of the Week.
And I am Matt playing Merrick Masters on Monster of the Week by Malt. Anyway. I'm nervous. Very nervous. So, yeah. Awesome.
I am Danny, and I'm playing Wolfgang the Monstrous. He's a sexy werewolf, but according to his picture, he's also Merrick Masters.
He is. I don't know why.
Whoops. Do you know what? I wouldn't have noticed.
But not like that.
I am Tom, the father half of Homie and the Dude, and I am playing Alvin Goldstein, also known to his friends. He doesn't have any family, especially after last episode, as Onyx Darkstar, and he's got some things that he wants to talk about this episode.
What's up? I'm Bodhi. I'm playing the son half of Homie and the Dude. Wait, no, I am the son half of Homie and the Dude. I'm playing Constantine. Pause. Wait a second. Tom's paying me. Play Constantine, Spell Slinger, fucking Monster of the Week.
We finally got Bodhi.
Dave. Run it, son. Let's fucking...
Call the paramedics. Bodhi's having a stroke.
Yeah, quick. We'll be back in a minute. So yes, strap in, guys. We are going to finish this last episode of the first arc of Monster of the Week by Malt and Magic. See you on the other side.
I'm fucking pumped.
So, ladies and gentlemen, we have wiped the blood away from Bodhi's nose. He is all good. He's now looking in 2 different directions. We are absolutely fine. So, yes, let's start with a recap of where we ended from last week. After the group had figured out, or at least managed to curtail what was happening with the werewolves, they made their way over to the shop where they had left the pendant, and with that they were trying to find out more information from it. Upon arriving, they found that demons had hold of the shopkeeper, their good friend, and when they arrived they did manage to interrogate and curtail both of the demons, as there was actually a demon in the shopkeeper as well. By the time that they had managed to gain as much information from these demons and exercise them back to hell, tensions were rather tight. Information had definitely caused a rift between the party. What is happening now and what is happening over the last couple of days in this area is definitely very dangerous. But can the team stick together to fix it?
Now, fuck that, I'm setting them all on fire.
Yeah. As you are all driving home, I am guessing it is quite tense in the car/cars, because I think you may have gone in 2 cars. As you're driving home, there is a surge of energy, and you see street lights dip out. Your car stutters, and the lights come back on outside, and so does the car. You felt this surge of energy, like static electricity whizzing by you. However, car carries on again, and you drive home. What would you like to do when you get home?
Do you have any idea what that was?
I'm driving really recklessly, like even more recklessly than I usually do. I'm running lights. I'm just cutting out in front of traffic in a way that almost feels like I'm looking for a vehicular incident to happen. I'm actively being aggressive.
Yep. Okay.
I'm glad I'm in the other car.
I am driving said other car because it's mine.
To answer your question, no, you probably have not felt something like this before, but you can certainly guess it probably wasn't normal.
And I think, given what's happened, Merrick would probably look to Wolfgang in the seat next to him. I think we best up our timelines.
Speed is top priority, I think.
Not that sort of speed, though. Remind me to take his keys when we get back.
Yeah, no. Take his keys. I don't mean that. I mean we need to resolve this quickly, not drive like a bell end.
Yeah. Let's just get home. Clade, you okay in the back?
As you look back, Clade is not there because he's hanging on to the roof rack from the last episode. And you just hear, yeah, doing all right, as you're just like driving along with him on the roof rack, and wind is whipping past, and he's just gripping those two things with dear life.
I really hope we don't pass any cop cars. Anyway, home.
Slam on brakes. Fucking drift into my slot. And I actually don't leave my car. I just light up a spliff, and I'm just smoking a spliff in the car, waiting for you guys to go in, not deciding whether I want to go in or not.
So Merrick is going to pause before he walks in and going to say, just library, anything you can find. Like, there's a lot of shit in there. Just go see what you can find.
Yeah.
And I'm going to walk over to Alvin's
I was just going to say, pointing at Onyx, I was going to be like, that feels like a you problem, and I'll just walk in.
I'll do
Yeah, that's
bang on the window and roll it down. I'll tell you to roll it down.
Why? I just mouth why.
Okay, I don't have time for this, so you've got 2 options. You either roll the window down, or I break it, and then you're going to have to pay to repair it.
As you look in the window, you see that I'm just kind of turning the what is it called? The chamber on my revolver, and it's in my hand. I'm just turning the chamber on. And I'm like, fucking break it. I don't care. What do I care? I don't care about any of it.
I'm going to try the door handle first, just to see if you've locked the car or not.
My car doesn't lock.
In which case, the door's going to fly open, Right, come on. What is it?
What is what?
Whatever this is right now. I don't know what was said, but what is going on?
You were there. What do you mean you don't know what was said? You were right there. You heard the words. Don't deny it. Just
all
just
about
be a
me
man
not
and
caring.
Don't deny it.
All
Yep.
about me not caring. And you believe
Yep.
that? You're going to believe a demonic creature who inherently lies rather than the man who has been there for you, bought this car for you.
It wasn't about buying stuff from me or being there for me. It was like what you really, really felt inside. And you didn't deny it when it was said. And you looked like it was a truth that was told right to you. That's how you looked. Don't just tell me the truth. Why am I here? Why do you have me around?
I could have let you die. Can I just be clear about this?
Yeah.
Like, I know I'm not addressing this in the right manner right now. I know that this is not what you want to hear. But I need you to roll this back a little bit. When have I ever given you a reason to mistrust me? When have I ever given you reason that I don't care? Up until this moment, where an evil creature has told you that I don't care. A creature that was there to get into your head, to drive a wedge between us. You're letting that happen.
Why didn't you deny it? Why didn't you say
I
the
didn't
words
think I
to
needed to, Alvin.
I don't know anymore. I just don't know anymore. I'm just like, I don't belong anywhere. I don't belong. Well, I don't have anywhere to go, so there's no past. And as far as like here, yeah, I'm in between being taken serious and being made fun of. Even when I do something that's helpful, I think I just want to go. I think I just want to go. Try it on my own.
You want to go on your own in this moment, knowing what you know now. Knowing what we've just learned around what's going on in this area.
I don't know, man. I don't know. Like, I have 10 different fucking thoughts go through my head. Do you remember what it was like to be my age? Well, do you?
Barely, but yes.
Okay,
I had to grow
well
up
now
pretty quickly.
take that shit, and now fucking stretch it in a weird way. That's my fucking brain. It bounces around, it does stupid shit, it fucking, like, that's why I smoke. That's why, like, I try to get a handle on this shit, man. And that whole scene back there did not help at all. Like, it fucking drove me real close to, like, places that I've been before that I don't want to be again.
Let me put this to you a different way, then, Alvin, Onyx. If I didn't believe in you, didn't think you could handle this, do you really think that I would take you with me? This is not... Go on.
In Elvin's mind, he's trying to process that just in a clinical way and trying to kick holes in that logic, and he's not able to. So
we are not playing games here. This is not little boy stuff anymore. This is the real deal, Onyx. And if after this you want to go out on your own and you want to do whatever it is you feel you need to do, then I'm not going to stand in your way, but I will be there to support you. But right now, I need you.
Yeah. Well, in his head, he's thinking he really wants to say something, but he's trying to prevent himself from saying it. So he says, yeah, well, for fucking different reasons. I guess I need you too, but, like, fuck, Merrick. Like, just tell me. Just fucking tell me the truth right now. I swear to God I can take it. I swear to God I can take it. Just
what do you
fucking
want the
tell
truth
me the truth
about, Onyx? Ask the question. What is it the question that you want the truth to?
When I called you Dad, you fucking didn't deny it.
No, you're right. Why would I?
Yeah. So that's the question. Do you want a son?
I thought I had a son.
Good answer.
Okay.
You tell me, Onyx. Am I your father, or am I just somebody who took you in, looked after you for a little while until you're ready to go out on your own? You tell me.
I don't know what a dad feels like, because I've never had one, like a real, like I didn't know my dad, you know that? So, fuck. All I know is that, like, at times, it feels pretty cool to have you looking over me, and I just want to make sure that doesn't, like... I just can't lose. I just can't go back to fucking being abandoned again. I won't let myself be abandoned again. And he just twirls the revolver in his hand.
So edgy.
I'll poke my head back out the door of the hideout and I'll be like, what am I looking for in this fucking library again?
We've been inside.
Anything! Just give me a minute.
They're not doing anything this whole time.
Let's in the Haven, there is a law library, which for me allows me to do a +1 roll when I investigate a mystery. I'm hoping that extends to everyone.
Yes, absolutely. What I will say is, so Onyx, while you're doing this and while those emotions are building up with you, you are starting to get a headache, a little throb behind your eyes. You felt it before, and you know that it's when your emotions get to you, but it can sometimes mean that you'll also get more vivid dreams and sometimes even more vivid visions.
Okay.
Jumping to the guys inside, as you're looking around, Clade, I believe that you have had some connection before with the, or possibly been the main contact to the Order.
Yes.
And so, as you're walking past, you notice that there is a blinking light next to that area where, like, the TV came out of the wall and all of that lot. So there's a blinking light showing that there is a waiting message.
So, because we've gone inside and we were meant to go look at things, I'll be like, yo, Wolf, come over here. There's a message.
What, like an answering machine?
I mean, I'm not the one who though I usually do the talking, it's usually Merrick who presses the buttons. Like, I don't really know how to, and I'll start just tapping the wall in various different, there's gotta be a secret lever here. I'll like start pulling fireplace things. I'll
press the flashing light and just look at him in absolute amusement.
And as you press that red light, it opens up and it shows the decrypting and everything else like that you know this is a secure line. As you get as that opens up and it shows one new message, it then auto plays, and it's Harold, your connection, your man at the Order.
Love that guy.
He's looking a little dishevelled. He's he's usually in a suit and tie. He's just actually in his shirt and tie at the moment. His suit jacket is on the chair next to him. Anyway, he's standing up and he's sort of just looking down at the camera. He's like, all hell is breaking loose, or seems to be breaking loose. We're getting signals popping up everywhere. We've sent you the report attached to this communication. What?
Hello?
Carry on.
Hi.
We are.
Oh.
We're seeing a pattern emerge here. We think, but hopefully you can. And it just cuts off, and it's gone. It just says end of message, but it does show an attachment next to it.
I feel stupid. I thought that was a phone call. I started responding to it. That was my bad. No, that was like, hey, Wolf, can we keep that between ourselves? Like, no one else, no one else was here to see that.
What? I think everybody knows.
That's not a nice thing to say, I do spells and stuff. That takes a lot of brain power to do spells and stuff,
So, and that's why you're a cabbage the rest of the time. Anyway, what's the attachment?
Boy.
So
double click it.
You double click it, and it opens up in its own proprietary software, but it is a map of the location. And so this is the first time I'm going to do this. We're going to go to
what's Monster of the Week's version of Adobe?
Photoshop, funnily enough. And you see the map, and then it populates, and it basically is populating with the information of all of the level 2 and 3 records of what has happened in the past few days. So as it does, it starts populating with all the different things that you've got.
Damn.
But then as it's scrolling through them, and it's pinging them as they go, and you're getting little white lines coming off each one as they're popping up, in this timeline that's going across the bottom. You then see 5 of them show up, which are level 4, and they suddenly ping up. As they ping up, you also recognise that 2 of those are places you have been. One was the church, and one was the warehouse. But you see that all 5 of those happened all at once. You can also see that there is a definite pattern emerging with the red and blue signs, things that have gone on.
Pentagram, bitches.
and
it does make a pentagram.
I'm not making any use of this, Wolfgang. I'm not sure if you're able to, like, what do these dots mean? Like, I understand that these are, like, things that we maybe need to take care of, but why is this relevant to us?
So, like, here's the church. This is the first bit. This is the warehouse.
Yeah.
These two here, obviously we haven't been there yet, but we might have to. But if you look, and then I'll, with a pencil or with my finger, trace like the pentagram shape, and be like, obviously it makes sense with the demons we've been facing. Demons getting out. We need to get this locator spell up and running ASAP.
Okay, let me start working on the locator spell. Wolf, I don't know if you've watched much anime, but a pentagram of this size can only be used to do one thing. And I if you know what I'm talking about, then the fear that you're feeling is equal to what I'm feeling, which is obviously, say it with me on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Kaijus.
Kaijus.
Yes, exactly. They're summoning a kaiju. That was exactly my thoughts. I was like, we're a pentagram of that size can only be summoning like a Godzilla type creature that will then appear and crush that area of land.
I was more of a Dragon Ball Z guy. That seems irrelevant now.
Dude, it's one of the big 3. You gotta love it, man. It's it's that Naruto or One Piece, so you gotta just I get. Well, let me work on this spell. I'll pull out my spell book and start flipping through to find. So
Clade, you pull out the spell book now. The person, the shopkeeper, believe her name was Hannah, and I'm the one who should know.
It was.
Yes.
It was.
So yes, Hannah has also come back with you. She is a lot worse for wear, and she has kept very quiet during all of this. She knows that the issues that arose were partly due to.
Didn't we kidnap her? But more of like a arrest style kidnap. Though we don't have any authority. Like we were like, you're citizens arrest, come with us, kind of vibes.
It's up to you.
It's more that she was fucked after the possession.
I was going to say,
so
I think it's and also that she.
Poor choice of words, but yeah.
She also offered to assist. So
she did offer to assist.
She's been outside of the room most of the time, and she goes, Clade, I would be happy to help you, and I brought these ingredients. It'll help for a locating spell.
I'm going to put my hand on her face and say, Hannah, the last time you did anything, you almost killed all of us with your demon shit. Can you please just sit this one out? I appreciate you and I know you're struggling, but you literally almost killed all of us. I almost lost 3 of my friends. He looks at Wolfgang and then looks back.
I will take the ingredients off Hannah, set them down beside Clade, be like, just let him do his thing. But now I know there's a pentagram. I've already shouted, what do I need to look for in the library outside? I've come back in, seen all of this, and then I was like, right, I've now twigged with the pentagram. I'm going to go look for stuff about that and the grimoire, which I've remembered. See if there are any rumours or anything about that.
Yes. So if you I was going to say, if you all, whoever's looking, let's do that. Let's do the roll. Merrick, what is that roll that they need to make? And like I said, I am going to let that be that everyone can do it now.
It is an investigate the mystery roll, and you can take a +1 forward to it.
Nice. Good, because
so
I've got 0
mystery is
from
a
the
sharp roll.
Yep.
And it's 2d6, right?
2d6.
Correct me.
Yeah.
I got a 7.
Got a 7. Okay.
And it's a sharp roll. Damn, son, that's an 11.
Does the sharp roll make a difference in terms of its complexity? I don't think it does.
It's investigating mystery, isn't it? So
investigating
whatever
mystery.
that means in terms
on
of the
a
rule
10
set.
plus, you hold 2 basically instead of holding 1.
Lovely. So,
And then I can hold 1. Can be spent to ask a keeper one of the following questions. Oh. None of these questions are useful at all.
no, that's fine. That's fine. What we will do
Make it
is, you will all get, let's say, 1 question to ask about it, or depending on how you roll. But I'm also going to go that what you're rolling for is the number of items that you're going to be able to find, and I will give you you see that and you get it. So, Danny, you rolled, so you'll get a 1, I believe?
7.
As in, you'll get one item on the success.
With the 7?
Yeah.
Okay. Yep.
Clade, you rolled above that one, so you got so you're going to get the 2. Brilliant. So, Clade, you know what you're looking for around here, while you're also looking for the extra bits that you need, and you find a couple of hex bags that you've all made over the time. They're simple sort of spell grenades, just epic. Lob them out, and they will go off like a normal grenade. You basically just light the top, throw it in, and then whatever it hits, just completely immobilized. So
beautiful.
You've got half a dozen of them, but
6 of them.
Yeah.
Holy fuck! Well, I've got a bomb, guys.
So you've got that one. What else would Clade want to find? Do you think? Is it going to be spell components? Is it going to be?
Great question. I would say what I'm probably trying to find is the ritualistic words or, the process, like a recipe. I'm more looking for the recipe than I am the ingredients. Like, fuck it, I can find the ingredients later, but if I don't have a recipe to follow, I'm kind of fucked here. So, if it's in some sort of old text, a locator spell to find, where we need to be heading. That's what I'm
you find a locator spell. Now it is designed to find a creature, but you also then find a spell of repairing. And you think that if you can in any way, even though you've been told numerous times this ring is knackered, if you can boost it quick enough that it can, partly heal, then hopefully that's enough to amalgamate these two spells together. And if you can do that, maybe it's going to work. You also do know that it does require a physical map of the area, which you would find
on the TV.
Unfortunately, you need a physical one.
I see what you mean. My apologies.
But again, you can find that one. The amount of old A to Zs that Merrick has got is unbelievable, and so you pull one out and you find. Yeah, and
I would like to go over to wherever Merrick's personal working desk is, and I would like to scrape.
100%. Everything just straight onto the floor.
And then put the map onto the desk and begin lining things out, getting all my stuff going. And I'm going to start saying the magic words, which are she take my money, and just kind of getting into it, and
Okay, we're going to come back to you because it's going to take a bit of time. Wolfgang, what is there anything that you're going to be looking for? Is there anything specific you're going to want? And you're muted.
Well done. The main thing I want to look at is what the symbolism of the pentagram could mean for our future, and secondarily, if there's anything on the grimoire. But I think the pentagram's probably the more prominent thing I want to check because not so
Matt
great,
knows
so.
what it is. Yeah, Matt knows what it is. So I kind of want to translate that into Merrick at some point, but we'll do that.
We will get to you, but also I will also tell you, Matt, I am amalgamating a bunch of shit together that may not mean that it is what you expect.
Because
shit,
with
just for shits and giggles, But yes, go on.
Love it.
When we interrogated the demons, they had 3 theories that it was either Lucifer, the grimoire, or apocalyptic monsters. So with Clade saying kaijus, apocalyptic monsters might be back on the cards in Wolfgang's head. So he just wants to check what the permutations of the pentagram could mean.
Oh yeah.
Yes, so as you're looking through, you can find some obscure stuff on the grimoire, and it's in a book that does talk about ancient tomes, ancient tomes, and also symbolisms. It seems to join together. You do therefore see on the front of this book is a pentagram. It is the most common one that is seen, but you do see many others. You see this unusual scripture that you probably don't understand or understand what that never seen it before. But you do read about a couple of other tomes and stuff, and you do hear about the grimoire being the Book of the Dead, and you do hear about the fact that it's meant to have mythical properties and mythical powers to do a great number of good and evil things, and if in the wrong hands could be devastating.
And there's nothing linking it. Oh no, the amulet is a separate line of questioning, so okay. And the grimoire is linked to the pentagram.
The pentagram can be used as warding, but also protection, and does have a great number of connections to it. Very often it's just that the 5-point of it is something that seems to repeat numerous times through magic, through spells, through phenomenon. You'll even see that Clade has set out this ritual where all of the different ingredients are in a pentagram shape, with this bowl in the middle, with the ring inside and the map underneath. So many times has it been used that this 5 point is very much in spells and in power, in magical things. So it could be connected to any of these, but very much connected to the grimoire.
And can I just thinking about the map? Does the locations of the other 3 places we haven't been, do they coincide with any locations we would know as a group? So is it like a werewolf den? Is there a couple of witches that lives?
As in the 5 points, or
yeah, because there was 5 level 4s. We've been to 2 of them.
Yes.
The other 3, are they known locations to us? For example, do we know there's a werewolf den there? A coven of witches lives there. It's a vampire sex dungeon, that sort of stuff.
No, you do see on the side where you had the 2. Let's say you're on the west hand side of these, and you went to 2 of the red ones now. There are some other ones nearby that you were like, yeah, we went to go do that one like a couple of days ago, and like this one. But you know the area in which some of these have happened. No, none of the other ones are ones that you're aware of, and they do just seem like they're dots on the map.
Okay.
Let's go back to American Onyx.
So, what you haven't seen while all that's been going on inside is a bunch of additional conversation. Onyx just kind of kicking the tires on Merrick's commitment to him, and kind of gotten past that a little bit. And Onyx's gun is put away, and then he just says something like, and so what I was saying is, like, after this is all done, I'm really passionate about writing and stuff, and I want to write stuff for. There's this whole area that you don't even know about. It's like these games that people play and stuff, and I want to write these they call them settings and everything. But I'm really good at it because when I play the game, I'm called they call me the dungeon master, but I'm really a games master because I don't play Dungeons and Dragons. A whole different story. But anyway, that's what I want to do, and I'd love you to learn more about that. If after this is all fucking done and we're done with this and we saved the world and everything.
If that's what you want to do, Onyx, then I support you 100%. I never asked for this life. It's the family business. It always has been. But that doesn't have to be it for you. So let's go save the world. Let's kick the shit out of whatever this is. And then, fuck it. Why don't you and I sit down and you can take me through one of these settings?
That'd be awesome.
God knows I could use a break.
Oh, it would be so cool. I think you'll be really good at it. Actually, I think Wolfie would be pretty decent as well. If you, we might all be able to sit down and just run a little 4-part.
Stop trying to make me DM.
Like monsters and stuff like that. It would be really cool. It'd be sick. Anyway, yeah, fuck it. Let's go back. Sorry for. Hey, just thanks for. I know everything's really. It's urgent right now, but I just really thank you for just talking to me. Thanks.
I'm going to look Onyx dead in the eye at this point. Don't ever doubt how I feel about you, and then I'm just going to pull him in for a proper dad hug.
And I squeeze harder. And just bury my head into his chest. I won't doubt it.
And I'll
Can
push
we
him
let go
back.
now? That's fucking hard. Ow, my shoulder. Jesus fuck.
I would like to veto for all future games people holding up a mirror to me personally about who I am as in a character. I feel like Tom's character is inspired very much, and I'm feeling targeted. I'm feeling attacked. I feel like I've lived this moment, and I'm just saying.
Art imitating life.
Imitating
I love
like
it.
art.
I think to finish this off, then I will push Onyx back and I'll look at him dead in the eye. Nothing reckless. Just get the job done.
Yep. Unless we need reckless. And then I turn around and I walk towards the door.
Kind of think that's what Clade's for, but fine. Come on, we got work to do.
Open the door. Hey guys! Look who's back!
Good to have you back in the game, Darkstar. Let's do some reckless shit.
Let's do it.
You see.
Merrick's just there like, really?
Walking into
You know
your
I've got
own
super
home,
ears, right? I can hear everything you said. It was obviously a joke.
You see that Hannah's sitting in the kitchen just with a cup of herbal tea, just sitting, just resting up while the rest of them work. You can hear Clade doing some 90s singing in the other room, and so,
the traveling friend in
Wolfgang is engrossed in a book. So Merrick, the stuff is still up on the screen. The information that these guys got, the map, and it's kind of the timeline's just circling through and then going back and circling through, and so you can see it all happening.
Can I roll to see if I naturally know anything around sort of pentagrams and the message and what's going on, just because of the amount of shit I've got in that library
100%.
and being the oldest hunter here?
Yeah.
I don't know what you want for that, whether that's investigate a mystery or I've read about this sort of thing, but I don't think that's going to help me.
Let's do the investigate a mystery again. Yeah.
I'll do that. I won't use the law library for this. This is the natural knowledge.
Yeah.
2d6, yeah?
Yes.
Oh, what was that? There's a fucking 6 there and a 3. That is an 11.
Amazing. Yeah. You have heard things about pentagrams. You've not seen necessarily anything this large, and you're like, what the actual crap? The last thing you did hear that there was this similar was something of this kind of size, but it was actually a man-made thing. Over in America, there were cast iron steel roads that were made into a pentagram, and it was to keep something evil in. But you know this area. There's nothing like that, and you also been to one of the points, and you were like, well, what the actual crap? So you know that it's all about the either protection or the fact that this symbol is used in a lot of spell work, and you know it's connected. What you can also know about what happened over in America and what happens a lot is in the energy of all of this is not only in the points, but can also be found somewhere else in the pentagram. You would often find, therefore,
The central point.
yeah.
So I will probably at this point then turn to Wolfgang, hearing Clade dicking around in the other room, seeing Hannah with her herbal tea. Do we find out what's in the middle of that?
Oh, I've been trying to figure out what's at the other 3 points. I've been looking in the wrong place.
It's a protection thing. It keeps evil in or out, depending on what's there. So we need to figure out what's there.
I could try to actually, and I hold my head. I think I could help with this. Maybe.
You okay?
Yeah. No. It's yeah. I'm in a good place actually, even though it hurts. To provide something here. Can I just scooch in, Wolfie? Can I just have a look at this? Oh.
By all means.
Amazingly, Onyx, you almost feel like you're walking through a trance. You're half walking there, you're half blacked out, and already on that stage you've been to many times. So you're trying to get yourself to in a safe place real quick.
And as I look at the map, I immediately, like the pentagram, just like, it's not just the 5 dots. It reveals itself in a way that is so obvious to me. And
those points are like starlights to you. They are shining incredibly hard, and you're starting to feel that energy. You realise that you've had that headache ever since the pulse went through the lot of you as you were coming home. It's just been getting worse and worse with the emotions, but you're now seeing this, and it's like staring into a projector, but only 60 dots, just all of them straight at your face.
I turn to Merrick and I say, okay, you guys decide. Dots or center? I gotta go. I can probably only choose one.
I'm going to guide him to a seat and sit him down. I'm voting center, but Wolfgang.
I mean, I'm going to have to follow your lead. You know way more than me. So I vote what you vote.
Center first. And if you're still okay, then we'll look at the rest. Center first. Nothing
As
reckless.
Merrick says center, I start almost like in my mind and just walking toward it to the point where I'm now at a place where I can almost like dive into the center in my awareness of what's happening in there. And it's like I make myself present in the center so that I can come out of the ripples and into more of an ascertaining what's around me.
As you do, you're sort of looking at the map, and then you turn around to the rest of the room, but the room's gone, and you're on the edge of this forest, looking over some fields. Roll for your premonition, please. So roll for plus weird, and let me know what you get.
It's a 10.
Amazing. You therefore get a detailed vision of something bad that is yet to happen.
Bang on.
Amazing. So, you're looking out over these fields, and the forest was behind you. And as you look over to the right, you see a driveway, 30 feet in front of you, heading straight over towards a large mansion. And as you wander over there, you look back over your shoulder to see 2 cars coming down the driveway. And as they screech up on the gravel track, you see these people, can't quite see them. But as you do, windows open up in the mansion and just gunfire and spells fly out. These guys go down quick, real quick. And as you just zip through all of this, it's kind of like you're jumping from one bit to another. Did you see it all? Was this in real time, or is this all happening in only a second? You push open the door and you see just endless fighting in this long hallway of just every type of... You don't know how many creatures there are here, but you just see that. You can, however, feel, even in this, you feel creeped out. You feel like you're cold and clammy, like you're coming down with the flu. You know that this mansion must be at the centre of what's going on. And it must be at the centre of this map where you were guiding your mind.
I relay all of that information about this wild, frenzied...
The vision suddenly cuts off as one of the creatures looks up at you, straight into your eyes. One of the creatures to one side is very similar to Wolfgang, but the one that looks directly at you has black eyes. But there are multiple others. As you do that, there's a flash, and you, again, almost get shunted back into your chair. But it's not as violent as you were shunted back once before. You do feel like you're going to throw up.
So I'm back now.
You're back.
Yeah, to tell them, everything that I've seen. I tell them there's some sort of mansion that has a gravel driveway right in the center. I'm not sure if we know where that is, but it's there, and I'm certain that we have to go there and we have to see what's going on. And I turn to Wolfgang and I say, I'm not sure if you should go. I saw something. And I turn to Merrick and I say, am I just about to tell about what we want to solve here, or like what's my role here? Because I saw something about Wolfgang.
To clarify, you saw something, by which I mean you
saw a werewolf.
Yeah.
Okay.
Could have been him. May not have been.
Yeah.
Also, 2 cars. Could have been you. Could not have been you. These are premonitions of bad things that may happen, may never happen. Because you see them, you get the choice to follow through with them or not.
I'm not sure if this was a cast into the future of our 2 cars rolling up on this mansion, or if it was happening right now. But either way, we need to be there. And I turn to Wolfgang and I say, I just think you need to be real careful. There's some, I don't know what it was, but I just want you to be careful, man, because... And I just drop my head.
Were the creatures with the black eyes, were they like the ones where we see the diseased werewolves? Or was it something else?
I think that's demons.
It's demons. So
okay.
Onyx would have known that's very recent. It's been the last hour that you last saw one. So there are demons there. There are werewolves there. They were fighting each other. There were others, other things. Again, most everyone supernatural has a very good semblance of just humanoid. So you don't know what you're going to be able to find there, but there are a few factors that make it easy to see who's who. So yeah, that's what you've seen. Merrick, and again, or anyone else, you do have the ability to be able to then look on maps and search for where you might find said mansion.
Clade
so that was going to be my next thing anyway. Go on, Clade.
Cool. Clade will come running in from the next room, holding the map that he had spread all over Merrick's table, and be like, I did it. I found it. It's a mansion right here. And I'll point to the spot on the map. I'll be like, my location spell in the other room that I was doing. That was very well
So hang on.
done.
Clade,
Right
we'll come to that in a minute if you don't mind. Or we can do it now. Let's do it now.
That's not going to the centre. Let's do that now.
No. Let's do it. Let's do it. Clade, as you're finishing off this spell, you have all of these items around. You have this bowl in the centre, and you have the ring in the middle. And you've been doing this amalgamation ritual of the two. And as you're doing that, you do see that there are sparks of energy, purple sparks of energy in this stone. You then light the material, this like powder that's in the bowl. And as you light that, the flames fly up and engulf the ring. And it's like almost a couple of feet high. This stuff just absolutely goes like a rocket. Sparks fly off and land in each of the 5 points, and they light, and the map catches a light. And as it does, it all starts burning and burning and burning and starts moving into the centre. The bowl shatters and just all the pieces fly out to the side. And as the map is getting burnt away and burnt away and burnt away, it then just stops showing that central point. And above it, the ring is hovering. It's still cracked.
The ring. Is that the amulet?
Sorry, the amulet. I meant, yeah.
Right.
I was
No,
thinking
that's
ring.
fine.
I don't
Just
know.
double checking.
Pendant. The pendant is hovering. Now, the pendant has a point to it. It's where it's hung off the chain. And that point is upside down, pointing straight down at the map. As you go to touch the map, however, and you put your hand underneath the pendant, it then floats with your hand and then points in an easterly direction to where you currently are now.
Oh.
There is enough of the map left, charred as it may be, to see the outline of what was burnt, but it is extremely clear on the inside exactly what is there. And you can run into the other room with that information.
Yes, I shall. Guys, my locate spell totally worked. I look, hovering, pendant, map, mansion, center to the east. Nailed it. Give me some, Alvin.
Yeah, that's exactly
Wait.
it. And
What's to the east?
The pendant, it's saying go east, which I assume is east from here to this point, but also
Yeah.
I'm not 100% sure.
You would know that because of you've been working on the west side with all these other bits. You are in that area, so yes, it is pointing. You would say in that general direction right now. You can just pick up the pendant and it just sort of goes limp on the chain, but then if you put it back on your palm, it then points, and you can, like, as you move your hand and turn around, it just keeps pointing in that same direction.
Is it pointing to home?
No. It was pointing to the map, and then as he picked it up, it then moved, and you can make the assumption it is pointing to the actual and physical location.
Right, gotcha. So it's now like a compass.
A homing
right,
beacon.
that
Now a
confused the shit out of me for a
homing
second
beacon
there.
a compass, yeah.
Yeah. Well,
It's not now
well
pointing
done,
straight
Eric.
down, thankfully, yeah.
Well done. You couldn't tell from the fact that it's hovering, pointing, be it like a compass. You could work that out.
I raise my head and I say, "We've got to go. Like we've got to go." It literally is like time is of the essence. I felt like even if we were a few seconds later, I think we need to get out there.
Your stuttering
At
is
which
taking
point-
longer. Let's go.
Yeah,
I'm going to reach under the central desk and I'll press a button. And yet again, as we did in the first episode, the walls are going to sort of like move back and stuff's going to slide open. The armory is going to open up. And it will just be a look around. Well, if it's it, let's fucking tool up.
You would know to, again, pick up anything silver. To Clade, you've got those hex bags. Merrick, I believe you have a few things in your in your arsenal.
So, yeah, I've already got my silver sword and a juju bag, but I also picked up the Colt last week and
Yep.
a knife with specific runes on it. So I'm going to say I've got a fair amount of items, but if you want to give me more, I'm not going to say no.
That is absolutely fine. Wolfgang, what would you like to take?
So I've got my silver sword
Yep.
that I actually stuck glued or adhered salt to last time so I could hit demons with it. So technically I've got a salty silvery sword.
Fucking magic.
Salted silver. Amazing.
Amazing. Fuck it. I'm also going to say that you also have some stuff from... They seem like they're ancient, but basically as your claws grow, you also have these kind of silver... Not gloves, but just these contraptions that go over your hand. Chains down your fingers. Tiny little chains go down to your fingers, and then basically these covers of silver onto your onto your claws. They are leathered underneath, so it doesn't hurt you. They sting a little when it touches, but you also have these so that you can then, swipe the crap out of whoever you want as well.
I'm Wolverine, and I've got silver fillings. No, I haven't. It's fine.
That would hurt every time you...
Yeah, literally. Right. Your
Damn.
mouth would just be burning.
I have just seen you eat chocolate, Merrick, and you need to be careful because I am highly allergic, as you would know.
Sorry, yeah, I eat when I get nervous.
Actually, take their chocolate buttons with us. We can give them to the werewolves and kill them.
We just melt it, like chuck hot chocolate on them. I don't know.
Onyx, what would you like to grab, if anything? Are you grabbing stuff to help you with your magic? Are you grabbing anything else? What are you doing?
I go right to the rack and I see a sawed-off double-barrel shotgun that has next to it has some silver buckshot. They're little shots, and I turn to Merrick and I say, I'm ready for this. And I just lift it off.
Oh, yeah, you are.
And then I just start piling these buckshots into a little pouch next to me.
I told a lie, Dave. I've just got my sheet here. Merrick gave me an engraved sword for demons last time. Let me borrow that.
I think I handed you the blade.
Yeah. There we go. Retcon that.
Cool. So I've got the Colt, silver sword.
Clade, obviously you've got the hex bags. Are you taking anything else?
Clade would be having a smooth peppermint tea right now to prepare his vocal cords for any sort of verbal components that are going to be necessary for his spells. He'd be doing finger stretches to ensure that there's maximum dexterity for any somatic components. And he'd probably be limbering up with a few actual yoga stretches to ensure that, he doesn't pull a muscle while he's out in the field, because that's the first thing that will get you killed, a pulled muscle. So he's just limbering up and making sure he's ready to take on the day.
Perfect.
Cardio is important.
Yeah. Rule number 2, cardio.
I would assume then at some point, Merrick, with all the information that you've all gleaned now, you literally just open the map, zoom in, knowing where you're looking now, and start looking for this mansion.
Yeah, I'd be getting geolocation and coordinates off Noogle maps.
You go in.
Oh, love
you look,
that place. Love that company.
You even just set it onto satellite once you've zoomed in enough, and you see that there is literally only one. Onyx, you would be like, yeah,
I confirm
fucking place
that's
that. Yeah, I've walked there already. You're like, fuck me, I've never been there, but I have, and just
my
weird ass deja vu. And you know where you're going.
I like to imagine we get like a little Indiana Jones cut, where it's like zoom out of the map and it's like dun 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 dun, as we're like making our way across the city as a
weird
group.
Weird like purple and blue hex colours like of the line just following around, and then it goes back because there's a diverted sign, and then you have to go around here, and then
This road's closed.
Temporary traffic lights.
Like fuck this. You go through the field. Yeah.
I think if we are on the journey, then the last thing I would do is I don't know who's in the vehicle with me, but the defenders. I'm taking the defender loaded up, and I would jump onto our little walkie-talkie radio, whatever we're doing. I don't feel comfortable just rocking up to the front door given Onyx's vision, so why don't we pull back a little bit and go in on foot?
Roger, 10-4.
Could we call in for some backup? Like, it was fucking nuts. There's dozens. There's I don't know how many, but there's lots and lots of activity.
Glad you said the
Bald Eagle here up on the roof. Just checking that I heard you right. You want to go in on foot?
Given Onyx's vision of us getting nuked, or somebody getting nuked, when they drove up, I'm not going to take that chance.
And actually, calling for backup would that actually make the premonition come true? Because if the premonition was loads of werewolves fighting demons, the only people I could call for backup is probably that werewolf we met in the warehouse in the suit. Who else are we going to call? Everyone else is dead.
I'm not against bringing in whatever backup we can get, but fuck me, what was that guy's name and number? And I'm going to think back
Excuse
to
me,
Purple
Rubber
Coat
Ducky,
Dude.
can we please use call signs just in case this channel is being monitored? Out.
Really don't think it matters at this point.
You wouldn't, Rubber Ducky, you wouldn't. Bald Eagle out.
If we're talking
So it's
walkie-talkie
Harvey was
etiquette,
the guy,
we need to
wasn't
say over at the end of every time we're finished. Over.
You know what? That's a really good point. Over. Bald Eagle out.
This conversation's over. Out.
Sorry, was that you, Onyx? You didn't give your call sign. I didn't know if that was you, Onyx. Was that Rubber Ducky or was that Falcon?
It was
There's a
daddy
guy
issues.
in a taxi office sitting just on his like 7th cigarette of the night with his feet up on the desk going, the fuck is this? Listening on his radio like, the crap is going on?
So
Then we
Danny,
get
do you want to try and
cross-channel-
reach out to that Harvey dude? Who was the
Yuck, I mean,
pack leader?
I could, but I don't know how. I didn't take his number. All I could do is
Did
howl.
he not give it? I thought he
Yeah,
gave
no,
us his
Please
number.
howl. Please howl.
Oh, pal. Yeah.
I am going to say that he left you a purple shiny business card with his number on.
Okay. I'll give him a ring. I'm not going to say that this isn't a tech situation.
Cool. Speak.
Oh, this is awkward. You might not remember me, but you know when I killed those diseased werewolves?
Yeah,
Highest Wolfgang, by the way.
you.
Werewolf extraordinaire. It's quite hard for me to do this, considering, we're not friends. But we need your help. This is a kind of enemy of my enemy is my friend type situation. We've got some demons to kill. It's them or us, as in the wider us, as in the world. And I'm quite sure you like living in the world, so you don't want to help us save it.
You're
We'll
speaking
give you a
of
month's
this
free pass of
thing
being hunted.
that's been happening recently.
Yep,
You know where it is.
we're going to the location. Yep, all boils down to this. It's endgame time. Can you bring your pack?
Send me the location.
Oh,
He just clicked
that,
off.
That was easier. That was easier than I thought. Drop him a pin on Noogle Maps. He's in.
I share location.
I'll WhatsApp him where we are with just the tagline SOS.
You get the
You'll
3 dots,
where-zap him.
and then they disappear, and then you get the 3 dots again, and then they disappear, and then he just thumbs up your message.
What? An essay.
Typical dad response. Typical dad wolf response. No props. Thumbs up.
I will then jump back on the walkie-talkies. Clade, Rocket Man, whatever the fuck you are. What about the order?
Bald Eagle here.
Are they gone? Bold
From-
Smeagol,
from-
whatever it was. Yeah.
Bold Smeagol here. I'm looking around and I can't see any. It's darker than I thought it was going to be without street lamps when we're this close to the property. I'm going to be honest with you. My eyes are not attuned to the darkness as I'd like them to be. Out.
Are we assuming that the message from the order means they're all dead, or do you want to contact them?
Oh, I so totally misunderstood what you were saying. Yeah, Bald Eagle is on that.
No shit.
Bald Eagle is on that. Yeah. 1 second, and you just hear through the thing. Hey, Is this the institute or wait? What are we called? Is this the order? Is this the order? Hello, order. Hedgegrove.
When you ring that one, you get a signal that you have heard before. It's not necessarily like a busy signal, but it's an automated tone that you know does mean emergency, but not like critical. It just means some sort of lockdown there. Has happened once or twice before. You also then just get a response from just literally just a text message, and it will just be like, "I'll call you back." And that was actually from Harold.
When you said it was a tone, I thought it was going to be something like, in case of world-ending scenario, press 1.
I was expecting it to be, this is the emergency response system.
Yeah.
Where a real emergency happened, words would follow, and the words that are followed is...
As we're going, we go over a little bump.
Hello, Raiders.
Clay's gonna actually drop his phone, and it's gonna go flying off the back of the vehicle. He's gonna be like, shit. Bald Eagle to Rubber Ducky. Everything seems to be fine over at headquarters. They said that there's an emergency, but they're pretty capable of handling themselves, I would imagine. Bald Eagle out. Over.
Welcome, Raiders. By the way, this bunch of hooligans are currently heading towards the end of this arc of Monster of the Week, where they are going to find what on earth has been happening to this crew in this world. Clade is apparently stuck to the top of the roof, while the rest of them are inside cars because Clade's
just wants to ride the roof rack.
Just absolutely brilliant. So, and he has literally just lost his phone because of it. So that's the way it goes.
Please tell me that was your phone and not one of the weapons.
Just my iPhone 14. I'm gonna have to get it insured next time. Bald Eagle out. Over.
The radio down, and the only word that everybody would probably hear me say is, "What a twat."
There's this fritzing phone on the side of the road right next to a dagger that is just in the ground next to it. Okay, so you are going to park up sort of nearby, other side of the woods, trek in, stealthy-like.
Ditch the lights and just... So even as we roll up and we're getting close, I think it's evening at this point, so it's dark anyway.
It's evening,
but I kill the lights and just crawl, relying on Wolfgang's dog night vision to guide me and not crash into a tree, but then just come to a slow stop.
I best transform then now. Get my super ears and smell and nose out. I'll piss up a tree first and then
Optimus Prime.
lead the way.
Autobots, roll out.
So yeah, you start heading down. Wolfgang, make a I can't remember what you can make. It's a sense roll or something, isn't it? It is a. What can you do? Is it a sharp?
When I use my enhanced senses, I get a +1 to investigate. Yeah, so I get a +1 to my sharp.
Wonderful. Give us a roll for that one. And this is basically going to be for you safely making it through the woods, avoiding anything if you roll well.
Cool. Oh, come on! I got a 9.
Brilliant. So, like a bakery somewhere in town, you can smell the mansion. Not saying it's great, but you can definitely smell that there's supernatural stuff. There are creatures familiar, some others not so much, and you can smell that it's in that direction. You lead the whole group through the forest, all the way through the forest, avoiding the main sort of areas of it, and get round to this side of the mansion. But you can still see the front. You're basically hunkered down in a ditch, looking at the mansion to one side, the driveway, and you can...
like a worker's entrance.
Sort of, yeah. But you can still see the front, which is you find quite useful. The moonlight is beaming down, and you can actually, fairly clearly see. Wolfgang can see a hell of a lot better than the rest of you.
I pull
I'll
up
just
next to
relay all of that.
Wolfgang, What do your wolf eyes see?
What you all see, as you hunker down, and you've been there for a minute or two, is you see 2 sets of car lights coming down the driveway. And as you do, they come down and they're moving at a fair lick. Onyx. Alvin! Onyx. Again, you're getting like a supreme version of deja vu. You're hunkered down in a ditch 6 feet behind where you started this vision. And that's like so trippy. But yeah, these cars are flying down, and they roll up, screech up, gravel goes flying, and they get out, and you all look over. From this distance, it's difficult to see, but Wolfgang, with your roll that you just made, the whiff of both cars felt very sulphurous. And as everyone gets out of the car, the windows roll up from the mansions, and spells get flown out, and there are automatic rifles going off, and is everything now. Not a lot does anything to these demons. Some get slowed down by the hex bags that are smacked into them, but it is all out as these guys are running into the main area.
Can I ask a question? Couple of like framing this scene question. Is there a wall around this main building? Are we like outside of a wall as this is like pulled up, or are we within the grounds now? And the other one is the cars that have rolled up, are those the Order coming to deal with this emergency, or is this the wolves
like
that
demons.
Dave? Oh, wolves are the demons.
Wolfgang would easily be able to smell that these 2 cars were full of demons that got out and went through. It's a very sulphurous smell as they went past. You guys couldn't tell very much, but Wolfgang, very sensitive nose, would be able to tell you that. They got out, they're clearly raiding this place. However they found this place, it must have been not without the information that they were trying to glean from you. The demons did say that they were trying multiple angles to try and find what this was, and that was one group was going against the pendant. In answer to your other question, the first question, you have passed the grounds wall, but there is a 1 foot high brick wall that kind of encompasses the front courtyard of this place, with obviously an archway and big gate. The gate's open, been smashed open by these cars that came through. It is not a problem for you to get over that without really being seen, because you're on the edge of the forest anyway. And if you do that, you'll be able to just get into the grounds. So,
cool.
Can I harken back to the vision, and I see all the chaos happening and all of the the crossfire and pandemonium and everything. In that vision, can I see that there is an area that might be accessible, that's a little more obscure, something that we could perhaps flank around a side or a back or something like that?
So from your vantage point as well at the moment, you see even better now than you could have in the vision. But you knew that, very similar to what you said, what one of you said before, there is a worker's entrance, and you know that that's going to go into the kitchen, and then at some point it's going to end up, easily accessible into the rest of the mansion. That seems quiet. That seems like it's all under shadow. It's all being, hidden and covered by. It's in darkness, whereas the front of the mansion is covered in moonlight. That is definitely going to be your best ingress. I will also say that Clade, if you take out the pendant, it is pointing straight at this mansion.
I think we're at the right place, guys. Where was that side entrance you mentioned earlier?
Why are the demons attacking?
Yeah, that's what I thought. I thought we were coming here to deal with them.
It's going to happen. It's happening now. This is exactly what I saw. But I think we need to somehow...
We've got something very wrong here.
Yeah.
They probably think this is where the source of the amulet's power or the source of that disease is coming from.
So we've got a battle on two fronts.
But I think we can. I think we can get into maybe the sweet spot, the honey hole in between the two. And I point to that dark area that is near around that service entrance. That when it happened, that area was the quietest. So if we went there, I think we would be. We'd have our best chance of not being seen and maybe have an advantage of position.
Damn, Merrick, what did you say to the kid in the car? He's suddenly speaking some sense.
Thanks, Clyde.
I didn't have to say anything to him. He knows exactly what he needs to do. Good work, Onyx. Let's go. Let's not attract those demons. Let them take whatever this is and beat through the resistance.
My question, Merrick, can you see, or Wolfgang, I can't see too good. My eyes are apparently really bad and I need to get a fucking Specsavers check.
A fucking spell, moron.
Who's flinging spells from the house? If the demons are out here, who's flinging the spells?
Do I know the answer to that?
Me or Wolfgang?
Any of you fucker, don't just stare at me. Look at the fucking house.
I don't recognize any of the other smells.
I said use your eyes. Why are you smelling things? What?
He said spells, not smells.
We went from like so locked in to like so not locked in like a second.
You've all seen. You have a spell slinger in your midst. You've all seen it before, but you have also seen that yes, there are clans that will bandy together. There are multiple people who will do solely spell work, witches,
Kind of
covenants,
looks like
and
you,
so on and
Clyde.
so forth.
Damn,
That's your kind of shit.
There must be some handsome motherfuckers up in there. Right, let's get into that service entrance then.
I will say one thing: their aim's better than yours.
Rubber ducky, could you? Clyde will whisper to himself.
I'm just gonna do that friendly punch on his arm. Come on, we got this. Let's go.
Ow.
So as you all stand up, you're all totally not doing this fuck it, actually I will let you do this one. As you're all in very good silhouette lines in the dark, you're all making like barrel rolls over the 1 foot wall, sort of monkey crawling along, trying to keep low, and then probably one of you, like Onyx, is just walking behind. You are all going into this mansion, in through the service entrance. As you get next to inside this courtyard, you'll start whipping out guns, putting them on your shoulder, pulling out swords, and you're going to go straight into the kitchen and get yourself into the mansion. And that is where we're going to go to break.
Hey, I am fucking hyped.
So, we will be back in a few minutes' time, where we will see the shenanigans that is going to happen in this mansion, and they are going to find the source of all of this carnage. I'm sure they're going to do great, and I'm looking forward to it. We'll see you in a few minutes' time. Hello, everybody. Welcome back. Welcome back from the break. I hope you managed to get yourself a drink, have a stretch, and welcome back to what is going to be some carnage, I am sure. These guys have found themselves in the mansion where all of this seemingly has kicked off. They are just about to enter into the service entrance, and I'm just going to say, you've made it in through to the kitchen. It is dark. I would say it's quiet, but there are definitely the rumblings of mini explosions and other stuff going on in the rest of the building. You can hear it is definitely a kerfuffle, but you have safely made it into the mansion. These guys are trying to find out what is the cause of all the things that have been happening in the area. They found that there is a massive pentagram-esque thing made of all of the supernatural activities and events that have happened over the last couple of days, and it is definitely pointing to this mansion. Clade has a pendant that is now magically imbued to the source of what is happening, and it is pointing him through the kitchen and into the rest of the mansion. Wolfgang can smell God knows how many different creatures in this mansion. Onyx, you're getting one of the most clammy feelings, similar to your vision, than you've ever had, and the rest of them are feeling it now as well, but nowhere near as strong as you're feeling it. You're not quite sure why you're feeling that. Like, you've never felt this before. It's nothing like anything else. As I say, the closest is that oncoming flu symptoms that you're getting hot and cold flushes, but you just feel clammy. Other than that, you still feel absolutely fine. Everything else, it's just that weird thing. So, you're all in. You've made it in safe, and you can hear a kerfuffle happening. Unfortunately, Clade, that pendant is pointing you straight towards that noise.
Where are we going, Clade? Where's it pointing?
This way.
For those on the podcast,
I mean, even with super hearing,
Clade just did a lot of hand signals.
Yeah, Clade just did a Johnny English version of hand signals where no one knew anything of what he was talking about.
I used professional military hand signals, guys, is what actually happened. These guys are clouded on the podcast.
Professional military hand signals.
Get in the comments.
I'm sorry that
for
my
the podcast.
people skills are not what they're used to. They're a little rusty.
I think at this point, Merrick is there going, what? Just fucking lead the way.
I think the noise.
I grab Clade's shoulder and I roll hunch. Can I roll for a hunch to see which way we should be going?
Please. Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, fuck's sake. Can I re-roll? Do we have any re-roll ability?
Luck.
Literally roll.
You can use your luck.
Yeah. Is that both dice can re-roll? Or is that one?
No, you basically just change it. You use a luck point and change your roll to a 12.
Yeah, to an automatic success,
okay. Here we go. I'm going to use it.
Brilliant.
So when something bad is happening or just about to happen somewhere that you aren't, on a 10 plus, you knew where you needed to go just in time to get there.
Amazing. Yeah. So, still on the same lines of that description, you kind of almost close your eyes back into that vision, and you're looking into down that corridor that you saw before, and you kind of just have that feeling that that's just the other side of this door, but also you almost came in halfway down that corridor into from the main doors. You are now at one end of a very long corridor. Your eyes just basically pinpoint straight down that long corridor to the other end where a big massive doors. You almost like fly forwards in this vision. The doors fling open into a library, and then basically as this sort of vision comes to a point, it just looks to the right to one set of bookshelves, and you realise it is down this long ass corridor in front of you into the following room, and that's it.
As Clade has been catching some shit recently, I actually, when I grab his shoulders, I just say, I'm pretty sure it's down that corridor to those double doors. That's where we're headed. You take credit for that. You can have that one.
I literally pointed that way. This way.
Yeah, but no.
And Clay will just start walking down the hallway.
Well, so
I'll be checking any doors or anything like that as we go past, like almost peeking round and just making sure that we're not into any sight lines of any creatures in this building.
So, to set the scene of this corridor is, you know that the noise of everything that was happening was coming from the other side of the door from the kitchen. which means that all of that noise was coming from that hallway. That hallway is where Onyx saw fights going on in his vision, and you know that basically between the room you need to get to and where you are now are dozens of creatures. Clay, do you look round the crack of this door and see all of that, knowing that that's where you've got to get to? You are seeing spell slingers, witches, flinging stuff around, fighting hand to hand, throwing up shields next to with werewolves fighting. You can see demons trying to shove people around. The werewolves are getting flung because of that, but the spell slingers are battling that off with shields and so on and so forth. They're also getting, hex bags are getting thrown at them, and it is an all-out fight in here. You get also the impression that they're all just trying to be the first through.
Okay. I'll be like, okay, it seems like we need to be quick about this, but I am 100% sure that Merrick, you should go first. And he will take a step sideways and move Merrick to the front of the group.
You always
I look at Merrick.
a chicken shit.
Go
on.
Can I suggest that we all go in there? If Merrick goes first, he's going to be overwhelmed. We all got to have a gun pointed as we enter that hallway and start blasting.
I'm going to
pull out a hex bag and just go. How about we do the whole stun grenade run-in type mechanism? Hex bag first, follow it up.
Stack up.
Yeah.
What?
Like the man said, stack up.
Click, click.
Yes!
Light is coming out. Hex bag. 2, 1. Boom! Doors going open. Hex bag's in.
Oh, amazing! This
Close the door.
Lands on the floor. There is a spell slinger and there is a werewolf that just look down and go, huh? And then as they just get slammed into the walls.
Turn the corner.
As soon as that's off, doors open.
We are now going to go into a fast-paced fight. So unlike some of the fights that we have done in the last couple of episodes, this is going to be... the way I'm going to run this mechanic is they are still going to roll, but when they roll, as long as they hit, as in above a success, they will hit and... They can either choose to incapacitate or just kill. I will let you describe how that's going to be, but it's literally that and move on. It's going to just rotate round. You're going to get 7 sets of this, and it's going to be against different creatures. And again, that's going to be a mixture as you all go. You can describe how that happens. As long as you get that success, it will happen. If it's a mixed, the mixed one where you may, is it between 6 and 9? You may get some injury or you may get pulled back, but it will still work. You still get to complete and get through.
7 and 9 is we get some back. 9 and above, we kill them and move on.
Kill them and move on, no harm, at all. So, and again, you've got that luck, and it is now time to basically just. I'm thinking of this. You're all moving through, and kind of like that scene in 300 where you're all going through, and it's fast paced, and then it slows down as you're attacking someone, and then
about to do a whole Zack Snyder scene.
You full on, throw someone to one side, and then spin round, and you're up against the next one. This is how we want to run it, fast paced. Who is going first?
Well, I think our erections enter the room before any of us at this point.
I very much think so, and I think that's the players as well as the characters, but yes.
Just to check.
I mean, I threw the hex bag in and then kicked the door open.
None of them are backup werewolves that we've called, are we? Are they?
Not yet.
Oh, yeah, cool. I can kill anyone I see then. Happy days.
Merrick doesn't care.
Yeah, even if they were, it was probably going to get a little dicey. So, in front of you are 3 people that are running forwards. So you've blasted 2 of them out of the way. 3 of them are now there. You have 2 werewolves and a spell slinger.
Nice.
I walk up next to Merrick with my sawn off and just step forward with him. I blast at the spell slinger first.
You smash the spell slinger.
For
Amazing.
narrative effect, can we look at each other in that moment and then at the same time lift both sawn-offs and...
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Both. Yeah. Amazing. So, roll for it.
As Clay
This
shouts,
is-
"Fuck you, Harry Potter!"
For anyone following at home, this is kick some ass. So they are rolling with tough, and adding that to their 2d6.
Okay. All right. We're gonna start off slow. I got a 7.
Okay.
So
I also got a 7.
Oh,
Father and
amazing.
son kicking ass here.
My son off. I haven't really shot this before, so the kickback fucking recoils and slams my shoulder, and I can feel it slightly separate as I fucking recoil backwards and fucking kick up a little bit.
Okay, that's great.
There's a slight knock on me as well.
Yeah.
Slight sideways then.
Fuck's sake.
What therefore happens is that the you take out the spell slinger, but the two werewolves, one of them is not bothered by you because he can see other people behind you, but the one next to him is coming forwards towards you. He's a big burly guy, and he's lunged forwards. Merrick, you were going to shoot him, and it was the knock that basically meant that both of your shotguns just took the head off this spell slinger. So this guy is flying in towards you, and he swipes you. Take each of you one harm, but you will, as you do, he lands to the floor. So I'm more than happy for Wolfgang or Clay to just take him out.
Yeah, I would love to have like almost grab Alvin and in fast pace, like grab him quickly, then slow mo, pull him backwards and spin him out the way. I like to use my magic to jet myself forward as I thrust my crotch into the face of the werewolf, and I have my silver belt buckle on my thing, and I would like to just thrust the silver belt buckle into his face with as much force as feasibly possible.
Amazing.
Sexual force or violent force?
Violent.
The sexual tension is very high with Clay.
Roll for harassment.
I did not have face fucking a werewolf on my Monster of the Week bingo card.
It wasn't on mine either, I'm afraid. We should do better.
That is
I'm sorry to bring the tone down there.
solid 10.
Solid 10. So, yeah, you have some spiky shit on that belt, and you managed to just cave his head in, as well as just, those spikes going in. He just drops.
Yeah,
he just drops to the floor. Wolfgang, you can therefore go for the final werewolf there.
Awesome. I'm going to run at him, and I'm going to Wolverine claws into his chest, take him down, hopefully, and then be on him to then just rip his chest out as he lands onto the floor. I've said that. I'm going to roll a 2 now. I shouldn't have said that, should I?
Yeah.
I fucking shouldn't have said that.
You got luck.
Use a point of
You need
luck.
it.
Use a point of luck.
I'm going to use luck because I rolled a 3. So I rolled the luck to make it a 12.
So you initially trip over Clade while he's trying to help Onyx, but then you actually manage
Turn
to
it into a forward roll.
you
and then launch
forward
off
roll
again.
and then take him out. And yeah, so you do that, and as you slam him to the floor, those silver coverings to your nails do the job, and you roll forwards, and you're at the next section. Here,
Here's a question for mechanics. Because I rolled lower than a 6, I get an experience point. But if I
Yes.
use luck, can I still get the experience point?
I'm going to say yes, you can.
If so.
And I get
Yep.
to level up
Yeah,
as well.
You get to level up.
I'd love to say
Oh.
that like a professional WWE wrestler, I'd love to do like a Rey Mysterio kind of like head whip and throw my werewolf that's dead into Wolfgang's path so that he has a smooth landing out of his attack.
Why not? Why the hell
onto
not? Yeah.
Onto the body of the other werewolf so that he can roll onto that comfy like a training pad and keep going on.
Brilliant, absolutely. The next group in front of you are now four individuals. There is a demon there who is fighting with a spellslinger, and there is a werewolf that is fighting a creature currently unknown to you. But it is again humanoid, and it is keeping up pace with this werewolf. So who's going for what? I will say that again. I think that Wolfgang, you know that you have something that can damage a demon.
I'm
Merrick.
killing werewolves all day long and demons if I can.
Yeah. So, but just a reminder that you have that one, even if you want to throw it to someone else.
I mean, Merrick will probably shout, "Wolfgang, demon's yours!" as I pull the silver sword out and I'm running at a werewolf.
Awesome. Who wants to go?
Go on, Matt.
You've called it,
Well,
so you go
I'll sprint it
first.
forward.
As I sort of retract my claws a little bit to then get the sword out for the demon slaying.
That was a 6, so I am going to use a point of luck there.
Yep.
Now, mechanically, which I've just noticed, I have an expert special. When I spend a point of luck, you discover something happening now is related to something you were involved in years ago. I don't want to say I'm the cause of all this.
Such a wild mechanic.
But that seems wildly specific.
Very specific. Sure. You notice that there. Fuck it. Yes, you notice that on the side of the wall there is a crest, a family crest that you know randomly. You know the way that our minds just bring us back. That you saw that crest in a hunt that you did 15 years ago.
Nice, Dave.
As I
Should've called it
drive
back,
the
man.
silver
Should've called it
sword
back.
through this werewolf's chest, then straight through the heart, and just
And then as I've landed on this,
blood.
killed this werewolf, I'm on its chest, I'll then just draw the sword and almost just fucking launch it like that so it's spinning towards this demon's head.
Amazing. Yep. Roll for an attack. Roll for tough.
Oh, also, the level up option I chose was Unholy Strength, which means I get to use Weird instead of Tough for kicks and ass because it's a higher score.
Even better.
Which
Even
means
amazing.
I rolled a 10.
Absolutely cracking. This demon, all right, he's being attacked by a sword. He's glaring at you. He's like, "What the fuck? You know. We all know this. This is not going to happen." And as this sword takes his head off, you look at the shock on his face as it just goes clean through his neck, and then you just see that black ooze just start. Well, not black ooze. Black smoke pours out of his eyes and his nose, and then there's like this electricity and like golden light that goes zap zap inside his skull, and you basically see his skull outlined on his face as it zaps, and then he just crumples to the floor. Killed a demon. Actually killed one.
suck it, soul sucker.
I'm 2 for 2. We're keeping score because I'm turning this into a competition now.
Oh, incredible.
I turn to Clade and I show him the butt of my sawed-off shotgun, which has like
Shut him my butt.
It's not what I said. It's not at all what I
Just
said.
get your ass out, man, in the middle of a fight.
Let me try again. I show him. I visibly
The stock?
show him. Yeah, of the stock, which has like a silver, lining to it. And I say, do you think this is pure silver?
Batter up, kid. Go swing that motherfucker.
As he says that, I flip it around. I'm holding now the basically the sawn-off barrel in my hands, and I'm walking toward a werewolf, and I basically cricket bat swing him from below, kind of like an uppercut to try to hit him under his chin with the what'd you call it? The stock end of the sawn-off shotgun.
Brilliant. That sounds so cool. Yeah, absolutely. You do turn it into basically a supernatural baseball, club, with the fact that it is silver. So roll.
Gotta
hit,
roll
please.
good now. You can say something cool and then roll shit like I did.
That was a 9.
Nice.
Nice.
9. Yep.
Fantastic. So with
Wolfgang makes the how's that sign from cricket. He scored 6 points.
with unerring strength, you have no idea where this came from. You actually managed to lift, and it is a fairly scrawny werewolf, but you know that they have a superhuman strength. You have managed to lift this werewolf off the ground by clopping it in the chin, and it just everyone hears the click as it just cracks everything, and he just slumps to the floor. As you keep rolling through these, Clade, what are you doing to this last individual?
I would like to watch Alvin do this and be like, God damn, he really is a dark star. And then I will actually like Nightcrawler bamf myself next, like almost like. We're like almost touching chests, and my head is like right next to this other creature that you described, humanoid in shape, just so my head is right next to its ear, and I'll be like, hey, do you want to know the first rule of magic? And they'll take a step out, and I'm like, never watch the hand. And as I hold up this hand, I'm going to thrust this hand forward, phase my hand out of reality, put the stump against his chest, phase it back into reality, grab his heart, phase it out of reality, pull it back out, phase my shit back into reality, and be holding his heart in front of him and say, is this your card? And that'll be the end of my turn.
Phenomenal. Absolutely beautiful.
We are the lamest, coolest characters in the world.
Just in shock, just like... and just slumps to the floor, dead.
Beautiful.
Amazing.
That was also an 11 as well. So yeah, for sure.
Absolutely phenomenal.
The DM loved the description so much. So yeah,
I didn't even care. It was like, was that good? It could be a 12. I couldn't care. Yeah, brilliant. Okay, so you have 3 more groups. 3 more groups left.
Shit.
However, the next 3 are just pure spell slingers, and they are getting ready to throw hex bags at you. Remember that you do have those hex bags, which you can pass around. Wolfgang, you can back up your sword, and
Dave.
right other things. Also, Clay, you do also have other sort of spells, other things that you can do. So again, I'm not guiding you. Just do whatever you want.
I would because I'm probably at the front as I like bamf myself there. If these spell slingers are like pulling back and muttering shit, as spell slingers do, I will use my shield spell ability to protect someone and gain a +2 against harm that is transferred to me. That doesn't stack with any other armor if I have it, but basically, yeah, I can protect these guys now. So my aim is basically almost like a riot shield up. We all like get behind it and like we like march up the fucking hallway until we're in melee range of these range people.
Amazing. So they are 10 or 15 feet away from you. They are throwing hexes. They throwing the hex bags. They have flames, and you have managed to create this shield, 6 foot wide, 6 foot tall. It's kind of it kind of bleeds off to the edge. It's like this purple shield that you can sort of see through, and these things are just smashing in against it, and you are all just walking forwards. There's the just the calm like reload from Merrick and Onyx as the shells just pop out, just re-go back on, and they get back up. Wolfgang, you get up, you stretch, you go, you get your sword out, and you back to it. You guys know, you have seen not this shield as big before, but you've seen this shield. You can run through it if you so choose, and it means that you could fire from here. So, Clade, I'm going to say that's what you're doing. You can't attack.
Yeah,
you're helping the rest. They're not
100%.
going to get any damage, even if they fuck it up now. So, Merrick, what's your plan?
So yeah, as we then get closer, I think it's going to be, as we sort of butt up against them and the spells are flying, I'm just going to peek out with the sawn off this time and just go, excuse us, we're trying to get through. Straight into the guts of one of them. Just point blank this fucking sawn off.
Do it. Absolutely do it.
That was a 9.
9. Brilliant. Yeah. You'll know that these spell slingers, as you know from Clade, they are human. They do have some protective stuff, but a sawn-off shotgun to the nads is not something that they can really particularly cover from. So he just goes down no problem.
I imagine it's a shotgun, so I imagine like this is bisection, sort of just blows out the pelvis totally. I would like to see the pelvis disappear down the corridor.
Absolutely, and the part of one leg left that he's holding on slips on his own blood, and he just face plants the floor. Gone. There are 2 female spell slingers next to him.
Careful with that.
Who's going to do what?
Onyx, you're up.
I'm gonna cast Jinx, which is
brilliant.
Yeah, which is I can encourage coincidences to occur the way I want them to.
Brilliant. Yes.
This is the rabbit's foot scenario, right?
Which is going to be perfect from what just happened. Yes. Go there.
Yeah.
All right, that's a 9 plus 2 actually. That's an 11.
Unbelievable.
I get to use weird on that. Yep.
Absolutely great. Yeah. Go for it. I'll let you describe it. I'm going to say you have the ability for one of them now. Whatever you jinx is going to take the other one out. You describe how.
So one of them looks to cast a spell and is pointing that spell, and the other one is a little bit farsighted and doesn't really see that well. Sees really from distance, but is kind of in front of him, but like hunkered down low. And he turns around and raises up and says, "I'll get that one," as the first one casts the spell right into his face.
Phenomenal, absolutely brilliant. Yeah. He stands up like, oh, poof, and just smoke just comes out from the rest of what used to be his face as he just drops to the floor, and the other one looks like horrified that he's just, that she's just done that, and just like, God, you bastard, it's ours. And we'll then fling another thing. Wolfgang, are you going to do anything?
As she flings a spell head height, I'm then going to knee slide through all of the blood underneath the spell, and then just fucking right up through the thorax with Beast's sword.
Phenomenal, yeah.
Full of evisceration.
With a... I'm going to have to use another luck point. Because I rolled a 6.
Okay.
But I've done it. I've used a luck point.
You've used a luck point? Okay,
thorax,
as I say,
she's off the floor on the sword, and then I'm just going to be like, fuck, and then just fling her backwards behind me.
Yeah. And just
bounces off the shield.
Bounces off the shield.
Yeah.
I do.
Yes, another experience point. So yes, you bounce off. She bounces off the shield, lands to the floor, and Merrick, you just kick her leg out of the way as you're walking past. Clade, at this point, the shield does drop. You can't hold it on any longer. There is... so the last group now are 3 demons. As they try and put their hands towards you, you do all get shoved back a couple of feet, but they're 10 or 12 feet away, and they're going to be walking towards you, trying to push you back. They are powerful. You know that they're powerful, and you know that a lot of things will go up against them, but you still have things that can go up against them, and you have magic. Go for it.
I'm gonna
So
I'm gonna
Merrick
gesture
at this point. Go.
I was gonna say I'm gonna gesture to Merrick to put his hands like this, and I'm about 12 feet away from him, and I just mouth to him, "Trust me," and I start running toward him as fast as I can, and try to land one foot into his hands so that he can catapult me over the top of them, and I can be on the other side. So now we can be on both sides of them, and whichever way they're turning, one of them is going to be looking opposite to either me or the others on the other side. So I start running toward Merrick.
I will say as he does that, then Merrick goes, "Whatever this is, keep him distracted," and I'll start rattling off the exorcism as well really quickly. I will use my action, I think, there to launch Onyx into the fucking air.
Yeah, absolutely. So let's do.
Does that help?
It's gonna. Yeah. So you're okay. So Merrick, you're gonna help. So if you want to roll, then you're going to give him the +1 or is it +1 or +2 or is it just +1?
Oh hell yeah, that's a 10 plus whatever.
Help out. I need to make a cool roll, and if I get 10, it's +1. On a 7 to 9, it's a +1, but I expose myself to danger. And luckily, it's an 11. Double 5s plus cool is a 13.
Nice.
Absolutely perfect. Absolutely perfect. Nothing therefore happens to you, and you manage to absolutely catapult Onyx straight over. You have now therefore split their concentration, and they know that they are now surrounded, so they're not just going to be able to, force one of you back. Merrick, you therefore can then use the remainder of your turn to start exercising them, knowing that they are not bound, they are not in a devil's trap, and if they hear it, it's obviously going to start pissing them off, but they ain't going to be gone for 20-30 seconds, so that's what you're doing.
That's fine.
Onyx, I'm going to say that in doing that, you have used most of your action, if not all of it, to get up and round, but you have successfully distracted them. So, Clay and Wolfgang, you've got something. Go on, yeah, if there's something you want to do.
I just duck into a corner so that if they do try to fire something that way, I'm not going to be in the line of fire. I'm kind of in a little crevice with my sawn off right here, just turn and getting ready to find my time to come back out of the corner.
Smashing. Go on then. One of the other two. Who wants to go first?
Danny, you up? Or you want me to take this one?
So I'm going to run at the demons, almost in a wolf-like run. So it looks like, and they will look cocky, thinking, "Fucking, what's he going to do? He's a stupid wolf. He can't hurt us." But then, what I'll do, I'll get up on my hind legs and salt into the mouth, into their face, so it's like a cloud of salt, and they'll be like, "Ah, fuck, my eyes!" And then I'm going to go across all of their guts with the demon sword.
Yes.
Absolutely amazing.
Fucking trifecta.
Yeah, roll
Now
to
I'm hard.
yeah.
I also rolled an 11.
An 11.
Hey.
Fantastic. Are you going for one or all three of them?
Well, I think it would kill one, but I'd probably injure the other two.
Exactly
the
what it
first
would be.
one,
You get the choice of killing one or seriously maiming three, and therefore hampering their abilities for the next round.
I'll do that one.
Great. So as it goes through, you again see that very similar thing. So there's it's almost like a light is flashing in their skulls and in their chest. You almost see a skeletal outline flash through them as they all three of them, and therefore they are almost mortally wounded, but they are still kicking. So they are still a threat to you. Clade, what are you doing?
I'll go around to Merrick and I'll be like, "Can I keep this?"
As I am positiononis venenum propinare vade satire, and just going through the whole fucking thing.
Sorry, you're in the middle of something. Sorry.
Dave,
No, that works.
From past demon hunting experience,
Yes.
would I know, does fall damage affect demons?
It affects the host, and it can certainly mean that the skeletal structure of the body means that it's kind of hard for them to walk. They will recover over time.
Ah, okay. In that
but
case,
bearing in mind, you don't have to kill. You can incapacitate, and by that I mean if they're not a problem to you at the moment, that is it. Deal done. Yeah.
Really, that's perfect. Well, then in that case, Clade is gonna go. Time for a journey. As his eyes roll back into his skull, and his ghost comes out of his mouth and makes its way down the corridor. I'd like to possess one of the demons, one of the bodies that the demon is also possessing, and then I would like to use that one to rugby tackle the other one out of the window, and then I'd like to exit the possession as they fall to the ground, is my hope.
Brilliant.
I feel sick.
I am
watching this.
Two people penetrating one body.
Bodhi, you're going to have to roll incredibly high or use a luck point for this to auto succeed, because you are going to have a 12 or higher. You are fighting a possessed creature in already, and you're going to have to fight the possession. Yeah.
Do you know what? I think, Dave. I think that's more than reasonable. You know what? For this to work, I'll give you 3 luck points. Does that sound like a fair deal?
Even better. Yeah. Like I said, I love it, but it's going to cost you dearly.
Let's go. I'll pay 3 luck points for a 12 plus 2 with my weird, and I'll possess them, and just fucking tackle them out the window, and unpossess them.
As I see him tackle him out the window, I just reach out from around the corner out the window, like in the direction of that tumble of both of them.
Yes, brilliant, absolutely brilliant. You really are contaminating their vessel so that it is very difficult for them to stay in there. You basically just shoved salt and silver and everything into there, and iron, all in these rounds straight in. So yeah, Glade, as you possess one of them, they look at each other, and one of their black eyes goes like a milky grey with like hints of purple, and then, they look like, the fuck, as he just then tackles the other demon and straight out the window. Glass shatters and they fly out and just slam down onto the ground. But as you say, your astral projection, bounces back to your body as you go.
I would love, as the demon falls, it to shout, "My favorite Pokemon is," and then as Clade's body returns to consciousness, he goes, "Abracadabra," and that'll be all for his turn.
Brilliant. There is one demon left. It is mortally wounded and it is struggling, and there is the black smoke pouring out of its eyes, mouth, and even this gut slash that has come from him. Merrick.
At which point, I'm just going to be looking at it, one finger up, just like that, as it's sort of struggling. And go, "Ad ecclesiam tuam secura tibi fascius libertate servi terragamus adinos, motherfucker."
Fuck you. As this demon just is exercised out of the body. The body drops to the ground dead. It has been abused, as all demons do, but you have rent it its final blow. That demon is
At which point I'm going to turn to Onyx and go, "We really need to put that on like a tape recording or something."
Yeah.
Play at 2 times speed. Fucking back so you can do it really quick. That's smart. And I imagine we'll kick the door at the end of the hallway into whatever the next.
You kick the double doors through as you all reconvene together. Behind you is this destruction in the hall. There are bodies everywhere, and you have indeed made it through. It is phenomenal that you have made it through, but you can tell
there's fist bumps all around.
In the way in which all of them were fighting, they were all trying to be the first through here. Now, again, you can also kind of tell they weren't all fighting to get through this door. They just wanted to be in the mansion. They knew it was here. Clade, as you walk into this room, it is a large library. It is basically as long as the hall that you were just in, a good 100-foot long, but it's a very rectangular. There's loads of stuff in there. There's loads of seating around and everything else. Onyx, you know as you also walk into here that to the right is where you just had that like pull, that urge to go. And Clade, as you are, you now hold that pendant, and it is pointing to the right, but also arcing down. And so you think, okay, well, better follow me.
Guys, I think it's to the right and then down somehow.
Basement?
Merrick at this point has turned and is salting the door. and then like finding a chair or something to just shove up against the door handle so nobody's getting in at this
Merrick,
point.
as you're salting the door, you stand up.
Shit.
And as you stand up, there's someone standing the other side of that salt line. He wasn't there a second before.
Shit. Have I completed the salt line?
You have completed the salt line. And he's standing there in a dark suit and white eyes.
White eyes?
White eyes. Looking at you.
Stevie Wonder.
That motherfucker waving at me.
Stevie Wonder as well. He's just there like,
I just called to say. Oh, fuck.
I apologise to any Stevie Wonder fans. We love you very much.
I mean, we should probably apologise more to the blind community, but alright, you do you.
We're all just having far too much fun tonight. Yes.
Okay. I am going to make a
long grey
thin guy.
hair. Yeah, and a beard. He's got a scar down his face. He's like, yeah. So you beat me to it. You wouldn't mind letting me through?
I'm going to make a big assumption and just look at him. Wouldn't by any chance be Dagon, would you?
You've heard of me. Yes.
I've heard of you. And you can fucking stand right there. Because you ain't coming in.
I'll make it through. I'll rip your spine out when I do.
Enjoy. I'm going to close the doors and with a final fuck you.
Amazing, yes. The demon who has been sending all these other ones to do his dirty business has finally tried to get his hands dirty, but you beat him to it.
Good job doing the solid line.
Onyx,
Why is the expert?
Are you going to go up to the bookcase that you have the urge to go to?
I am going to tell Wolfgang, you know how you saved my life that one time when I didn't know anything?
I do.
Well, this won't make up for it, but... And I point down to a book down there and I say, that one's for you.
Manscaping for werewolves. Are you taking the piss?
And that other one right next to it.
Alright, sorry, wrong book. I'll pick up the book.
secret door.
As you try and pick up the book, it hinges. And the bookcase does open. Wolfgang, as you're the one who's done this, you can then also, like, it's starting to feel musty. You think that this, and as it opens up, you see that this staircase is starting to go down into darkness. This is going down.
Smells
into
like victory, boys. There's a high five, Onyx.
I'll flip off the demon stood with Merrick as I back down the stairs into the speaker room.
Just a lot of middle fingers as the doors get closed at this point. At that point, I will turn to Clade and go, that's all good and well, but we've still got to get out.
Well, I mean, I can always just teleport out if need be.
Yeah, thanks. It's nice to know you're still playing with the team. Anyway, Onyx discovered something by the looks of it.
Let's go.
So are you all
At which point, I will then turn and go, Clade. I'm glad you're here.
You know, so am I, because really, what would you guys do without me? You're right. You're just so right.
I would sacrifice you to save all of us. Yes, that's exactly what we would do. I mean,
huh?
what?
I didn't hear that from down there. What was that?
We found a treasure trove of secrets, is what I said.
Pushes Clade into the stairwell.
I'll catch him like a damsel at distress at the bottom of the stairs. Just kiss him on the forehead.
Didn't know I needed that today.
And I will then turn to Onyx. Good work, kid. Good work.
Thanks.
As you all start.
And then Elton John, Can You Feel the Love Tonight plays in the background.
I'd like to point out that was a head nod and a wink.
So, as you're all heading down here, it starts to get very dark again. Wolfgang's the only one who can really see as you're going down here. But as you do, you do start to see a little bit of candle light coming from the end of the staircase. It goes down and heads down to the right, and as you do, you get down. Inside this cellar, then, it's vast. It's enormous. But there are these archways just all the way down and all the way across, just constantly like this, this square pattern all the way down. And directly in front of you, you can see where there are just loads of pendant candle holders all on the floor, and in the middle is a man in silhouette standing over. You can just see the edges of a lectern and a book, and behind him is this cage made of chains. It is a full circle or globe, even sphere, just made up all of these chains, and there is a humanoid figure also inside that. It is about 30 feet away from you, and depending on how loud you feel that you have been coming down the stairs, you can tell me.
Quite loud, I would probably assume.
Yeah, there was fuck all quiet about that, let's be fair. We got a bit cocky.
Out of Wolfgang's arms, we assessed the room with the man who probably heard us, I imagine.
The man is standing
over... Is the amulet,
over...
like, itching to... Like, it's at the end of its chain, fucking
it's
pointing
like,
at this
yeah,
bloke.
it's like quivering and pointing straight, and it's level back out again, and it is pointing, yeah, as you say, Clade, yeah, you're holding onto that chain, like, actually trying to pull it back now. The man in front of the book is now... Now you get a little closer. He's an older gentleman. He's from the back. He's wearing suit trousers. He's wearing a waistcoat, and it has been. He's unbuttoned it. You can see it's loose. He's got a shirt on.
That'll be fucking Harold from the Order, mate. I'll tell you that now.
And he's.
I mean, I never like the Order anyway, so fuck him.
And you're going to hear that he's muttering and he's working, and you can actually see, Clade, you noticed this first, but as he's moving his arms and he's clearly doing an incantation, you can actually see wisps of magic coming off his fingertips as he's doing it. And as he's saying that, he goes, "I'll be with you in a moment, gentlemen," as he's then carrying on with it.
Do we recognise the voice?
No, you don't.
Ah.
Do I recognise the voice? Given the...
You do.
Crest.
But only just because it has been 15 years.
Mm. And the name of the individual?
I have to make up a name now.
Fuck
it, don't care. I'll name him.
You name him.
I will name him.
You name him.
It is George.
George.
And I will just be there.
Guys, Matt named a character a normal name. Can we all just take that?
It's spelled with a J and a W and there's a Y in there somewhere for no fucking reason.
I was going to say, it's technically Jorge, but...
My name is Jeff.
My name's Jeff. Brilliant.
And I probably will creep forward at this point. George, what the fuck are you doing?
Ah, yes. Merrick. Yeah, well, you put me on this path. You remember last time we met, I lost my son.
You were reckless.
I'm going to get him back. Don't you worry. Now I've got this. If you look round his shoulder, Merrick, you see a very, very ancient book. One that is got some weird-ass symbols in that, Merrick, you probably would know, even though you may not be able to read it, like, immediately.
Would you describe it as a war that is grim, by any chance?
I may, upon closer inspection, you would perhaps think that you have found the grimoire.
Okay.
I was going to say, I was happy to use my dark past ability if you want to discover more about that, if I know any more about that grimoire, but...
Roll it, and I will give you some more information.
I would do when I'm not dropping dice on the floor like Danny.
Why am I taking straight bullets there for no reason?
What is that? Dark past. If you roll plus weird. I'm going to use another luck point.
Amazing. Yeah.
Which also then it gives me that expert special of something happening now is related to something you were involved years ago. But my dark past also allows me to ask 2 questions. So the first one is going to be, what magic, or black magic specifically, do I know that could help here? And what or who would be behind this specifically? If it's a creature sort of guiding this, or if it's purely just a man trying to manipulate the forces of the fucking world, then
you have heard that the grimoire has incredible power. The power to do almost anything that people can think of. People don't really know because it's been lost for millennia. But it has been speculated that that has been the cause of many an apocalyptic thing that legend has told about. And that it was even written by Death himself. And that it contains the ability to be able to do incredible dark magic, but also great magic. To be able to kill nearly anything and bend anything to your will, if you can read it.
Merrick, is this a kill situation, or are we hoping him to get his kid back? Is this a friend of yours?
The other information I will give is that you can see that there are cracks in the floor and in the ceiling around this area. These cracks, all of you can tell, are showing supernatural signs of reality is not happy. Also, especially to Onyx, but to all of you, it is now very cold and clammy down here. Not just like a cellar. It's proper giving you the collie wobbles being down here. And again, you're all just happy to be there, as in you're all capable of being there. Any normal person would have run, but you all are feeling that just horrible foreboding. Also, because you use luck, Merrick.
Go on, yep.
This grimoire will give the ability of anyone who can read it to be able to trap something powerful, an incredibly powerful being, and something of that magnitude probably shouldn't be on this plane for long. You can see a humanoid creature.
Do you mean the Grimoire shouldn't be on this plane, or the being shouldn't be on this plane?
Shouldn't be on this plane. You can see that all these cracks are centered on the cage, not on the Grimoire.
In which case, I will then turn to Clade. I was always a firm believer in a single truth. I heard it from an American hunter once. It always resonated. What's dead should stay dead. And whatever that is needs to go home. And I'll point to the cage.
And this friend of yours.
George finally turns round. As he does, you see veins of magical energy through his arms, and it's going up his neck and partially into his face. You can see that in the wielding of the magic that he has been here, it is starting to corrupt him. It looks like a much greater and yet controlled version of what you saw in the werewolves. So like, it's corrupting him, but he's also drawing the power from it. He's he's still in his own mind, but whether that's a sound mind is up to you. And as he turns around, he's like, "You won't stop me, Merrick. I will get him back. I'm nearly there. And then this can all be behind us. This really can."
How much do you want to be with your son, George?
More than anything. Really. More than anything.
I go up to Merrick and I say, I go up to Merrick and I say, I think we should help him.
As Clade reloads the shotgun, goes,
I've got my hand on the Colt as well.
If it were so easy. He says that to Clade. He's not noticing really what Merrick said there, but looks back to Merrick. I'm sure you can help me. But all I need to do is finish this ritual. Nothing more bad will happen. But if you try to stop me, I will stop you.
Listen to what he said, Onyx. Does that sound good to you?
Maybe not. But maybe him wanting to find his son is similar to, like, his son maybe wanting to see his dad again.
That's right, boy. He will want to see me again. He will.
Dave, as he says this, I will hand the shotgun back to Onyx. As I would like to, I don't know what this game's version of this is, but I would like to enter Swan Song for this last little showdown. So what I will do is I will pull a small book from my pocket that is empty as Clade flicks through the pages until he comes to the exact middle page. Written on the middle page, it just says, "Death Magic." And what Clade is going to begin doing is basically separate himself from the group and then begin basically this ritual that will allow him to essentially cast, something similar to Avada Kedavra, some sort of like killing magic, basically. However, Clade knows that to do so, he must sacrifice enough of his own power to do so. And power for him is life force. So he knows the risk. He knows what he's stepping up to do.
Yeah.
I think what he's about to do, because he brags about it after we've drank whiskey together, and I am immortal now, I'm going to grab him and say, "Use me." Not in that way, you dirty bastards. and I'm going to let him draw on my immortal essence to fuel this spell, so in my head, it won't kill him if he does it.
Absolutely. Do you want to roll
if that's possible in this game, fuck knows.
You can roll the help out action.
Yeah.
Clade, you can roll your use magic, your weird.
Can I use my go big or go
This is
home,
big magic.
which is for big magic, I was going to say, and do it that way? Would that be all right?
Yes, you can. What I will also say, Clay, this is kind of weird. You have a page that does say sort of death magic. It's like the starting chapter to it all. You get to that, and as you start flicking to the right page, the book in your hand suddenly just goes and opens to a particular bit. It was kind of like the room was taking you to the right page. You also, as you're starting to do this, feel like you have more energy to do this magic than you have ever felt in your entire life.
Beautiful.
With Wolfgang offering, with his help out, determines how much of your life forces get used up.
So
I will use another luck point, because that was a dog shit. That was a 6. So I'll use another luck point to...
Good pun.
Thank you. So that's a 12, so you get a +1 to your roll, essentially.
Great.
Beautiful. I will then, Dave, I would love to. And I'm happy to make this so we have this whole scene. It's going to take him a bit of time to get this ritual working. So there'll be a bit of time for Onyx and Merrick and Wolfgang. I'll spend my last 3. I'll spend my last 3 luck and I'll be doomed. I'll spend the last 3 on this. I'll just spend it all. Fuck it.
Merrick and Onyx are...
Although I use my luck point to help him, obviously you can determine what effect happens to me afterwards.
I will do. So Merrick and Onyx, are you carrying on the conversation with him?
I think I'm going to look at Onyx almost questioningly. You see the Colt, which has got those strange runes in the handle of the gun, and I flick the chamber round so you know I've loaded now. The safety's off essentially.
Yeah. I'm looking at the room and questioning my own interpretation of what's happening right now, and I have my heartstrings being pulled towards this father trying to rescue his son, and that I never had a true father. But I look at Merrick and I say, fuck it. Sometimes you can adjust and you can survive without what you think is closest to you and find something else that makes sense. And I step back and I say to Merrick, do what you gotta do.
And Merrick at that point then is going to look at Onyx. A long drawn look. And it's almost, I imagine this almost plays out in slow motion. He looks at Onyx, sees what Wolfgang and Clade are doing, and then looks up at George. Maybe I did put you on this path.
You opened
but I'm also
my
going
eyes.
to take you off it. And I'm going to point the Colt at the book.
Okay.
And I'm going to pull the trigger.
Okay. Amazing.
Just to see what happens.
Yeah, absolutely.
I imagine all this is going to happen at the same time.
It may all happen at the same time. Yeah, absolutely. You fire your gun as it shoots towards the grimoire. And as it does rip through the book and the pendant and ping off the chain of the... George turns back to you and goes, did you really think you can just damage it with a normal weapon? It's ridiculous.
Suggest you take a closer look, George. 15 years ago. This is what I was looking for. And I'll spin it around so the handle is on show. Take the slight burn on my palm as the muzzle sort of goes into my palm. But...
As he does, he looks at it and then suddenly like, what? Clade, as he says what, your spell is ready.
Okay, so as I like to imagine, similar to that scene in Guardians of the Galaxy, parts of my flesh and Wolfgang's flesh are beginning to almost rip off and like almost turn to ash as we're drawing all this energy, and it's almost turning into like this big, like almost bowl of like black lightning. As I'm just gonna Kamehameha blast it at him. As the spell hits him, we both in our minds, and I'll say shout out to Bleem for this. In our minds, we're both stood in a hallway, looking at one another. At either end of the hallway are two night porters. This hallway has lanterns that are lit, evenly spaced towards us in the hallway. And as we look past one another, we see the night porters moving with their own lantern, snuffing out a light as they get closer to us. And eventually they stand right next to us and snuff out that last light as Clade falls limp to the ground, and whatever happens to George happens to George.
As that all happens, you come back into the room as you're about to just fling this incredible power towards George. And in that split second, both you, Wolfgang, you will also pass out at the same time. But as you do, both of you see that this room is full of people you didn't see before.
Fuck.
Of these albino people standing in dark black suits. Just standing. All in a row, round this whole area. Not doing anything and not touching anything, but you for the first time can see them as you collapse to the floor with the energy that releases from you. It takes a couple of seconds for you to be flinging this at him, and as he does, George gets slammed by it. And it's like a turbine to his face, where it is blasting off, and again, flicks of skin are coming off him. And you two crumple to the floor as he lands on one knee. And he lands. He is destroyed at one side. It's all withered, all down one side. You can see part of his skull. He's got... the clothes are burnt away. And he's kneeling on one floor, and suddenly he's starting to wheeze. For the first time, Merrick and Onyx see a smile on the figure in the cage behind. Won't stop me. I will get my son. As he looks up at you, Merrick, again. Up at the gun that you hold.
Flick it around again. I'm afraid I can't take that risk. And I will point it at him.
No.
Good night, George.
In slow motion, we see the cameras close to the gun. all the symbols light up on the gun, and what comes out of the gun, the bullet, is lit up in magic with all these symbols on it as it slowly rotates through the air, slams into the forehead of George. The gun that can kill everything on this planet but 5 things was one of the only things that could have killed George, and would have only been able to kill him because of the life force that Clade and Wolfgang used to rip away George's protections. He had read so much of that book that he was more powerful than anyone could have believed at that point. As you do, Clade is unconscious on the floor, Wolfgang is unconscious on the floor. Merrick and Onyx are standing there with the dead body of George in front of the grimoire. The grimoire is damaged and is looking black from the centre, from the spine where that bullet hit. And it is very slowly growing that black, almost poison damage to the book. When the creature in the cage finally says, "I told him he would die down here. He didn't believe me. Good evening, Merrick and Onyx. It's a pleasure to see you again."
Again?
Do we recognize this person, this thing?
No. You don't. Forgive me.
In which case I will outright ask that. As I point the Colt at them. What do you mean again?
Forgive me. You don't remember the last few times we've met. I mean you no harm, masters, but I would ask that you let me out. As you look upon this creature now as you're closer, you can see the candlelight off him. He's a very thin, old man, gaunt, and you can almost see the skull in his face. And he is standing there with a cane of ivory and a metal top to his cane, and he is holding it there just gently with his spindly hands, and a ring on his finger, a silver ring with a white marble gem on the top. He has extremely greasy, long grey hair. He says to you, "Truly, I do not wish you any harm, nor would even kill you. I don't do that type of thing. But now all this palaver is over, I would like you to let me out. I'm afraid I do hold grudges."
Anybody can see that Merrick is visibly, almost internally arguing with himself at this point and struggling with the decision. But I will then look over at where Clade and Wolfgang have collapsed, not knowing if they are dying, dead.
He looks over where you're looking. "Oh, don't worry. They're not mine yet. They will recover. They were not fated to die today. Do, however, be careful with my book out there. But if you don't mind handing it to me, I would be grateful.
What will you do with it?
Hide it again. I'm afraid I cannot have it destroyed, nor destroy it. But I think we all know it is not wise for it to be on this plane, in such hands as the foolish fool.
If you are who I think you are, what assurances do the boy and I have that you're not going to use that to wreak havoc?
Trust me, I don't want to be here. You have seen what me being on this plane has done. He has been trying to...
Can you go?
I will let you go. I have no need for you.
It's not what I asked. I said then you'll go.
Oh, I will go. I don't want to be here. I don't like it. It's clammy. I will...
I'm going to look at Onyx, and almost it's that look, Onyx, I've given it to you numerous times, not just tonight but before. It's that questioning look of, what's your read?
Can I roll a read? Can I roll a...
Yeah, please.
Cool.
Read about situation if you want. Is that what you want?
Sure.
It's going to be sharp, I think, most
I
likely.
want to just get into the essence, right?
Yeah.
Right into the essence of this guy, and just see if I can calibrate his value system and see if he's telling the truth or not.
Yeah. Please do.
That is a 9 plus 2, 11.
11.
Sharp,
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Fucking amazing roll.
The way I do this though is I see Merrick look to me, and as much as I understand what he's saying, I also take the message from him that he trusts me to his core, and that's like a permanent understanding that I just received from him.
Yeah.
And I take a step forward and put my headphones on, click on the music, and kind of symbolically dive into this person and kind of get into his essence to try to read him with my eyes closed.
Yeah. The impression from the conversation that you're having, you've been up against arrogant tyrants and creatures and beasts and stuff, and also ones that will lie to you very recently, and all of that. And you also do what you just described. You put your headphones on and you try and weave into this guy. Onyx, describe to me the last time that Onyx nearly died.
Well, I thought I nearly died, but it was just a really, really powerful strain of tie stick that was it Heather who on the or Hannah Hannah gave me that. It turned out it was laced with opium, and I felt like I had a near death experience.
So as you do that on this creature in front of you, you don't quite know initially that maybe just what you're seeing is merging into a vision or something. You imagine sitting round suddenly in a wooden cabin, stone floor, just sitting there in front of a fire, holding whatever drink Onyx would like to drink, with this creature, this individual, sitting in the other chair as you're two both diagonally sitting there looking at the fire. And you just vaguely remember like a conversation happening, and you're like, "What the fuck is this?" And you're getting that feeling that actually you've realised you have felt this weird, creepy, clingy feeling before, and it was in connection to you nearly dying. You feel this room is just full of some sort of connection, for want of a better word, to death. And you're like, "Why? How the hell have I had a conversation with this guy before?" I mean, he just said that we did, and so you're like, "Well, hang on, maybe I do know him. I just don't remember him." You feel very much that he is telling 100% the truth. He is not. He has not told you a single lie. But you're also feeling that the enormity of power held in this cage is something you cannot fathom.
Yeah. I pull myself out. I turn to Merrick and I say, he means every word that he's spoken. Is my read.
And I will look back at death.
As he smiles.
Be happy the boy is here. No, not a boy. Be happy that man was here. And at which point I will then go to George's body, see if there's keys or a spell or anything to unlock these chains.
Just hand me my grimoire. That'll do it.
I will go to reach out to the book and then take my coat off, wrap that around the book, and without touching it, hand it to him.
He leans to the bars. You notice he none of his fingers, hands, or anything goes past it, and he just grabs it gently. Thank you.
I will hold it for a moment. Do not make me regret this decision.
And he then takes it, and as he holds it, he puts it into his cloak, and then just brings it out in a way that was like there's absolutely no way that he put that anywhere, and yet it's gone. As he does, he goes,
He's got a bag of holding.
Death has a bag of holding. It's confirmed. As it does, the chains glow a brilliant white, and almost just melt away and land down. And he stands there with his cane and he goes, Merrick, thank you. I am a man of my word. If I may, I shall give you something else. I shall bring these two back with certainty, so that you believe me. And he slowly starts to walk over to Clade and puts two fingers on Clade's forehead. And as you do, you suddenly...
Clade shit himself.
Clade, you look up at this gaunt figure that I've described, kneeling down next to you. There is no malice in his face, there is nothing. It is almost just passive, as he just removes his fingers from your forehead and he stands up and just walks over slowly with his cane. Clink, clink, clink. Does the same with Wolfgang. Places two fingers on your forehead. You wake up as well. As you look all back towards him, maybe harder to see Wolfgang and Clade, you notice that as you look towards him, you all now see this hundreds of individuals behind him, all albino in dark black suits, all just staring at death. They never stop looking anywhere else other than him. It's kind of weird. You don't see them from the peripheral. You only see it when you're looking at him. But as he walks around the room now, he says, Thank you all. If I'd have been stayed any longer in that cage, I could have done irreparable damage to the area, and quite considerably more. The poor foolish George was trying to get his son back, as you well know. You, however, know my rule, Merrick, all too well. The dead should stay that way. And I was never going to bring him back. But I suppose he has been reunited with his son, just not in the way he wanted. I hope to not see you all too soon. But when you do, maybe you won't even remember it again. Toodaloo.
Merrick is shaken by that. He believes to his core that what's dead should stay dead. And just the mere insinuation that we've either come close to it or have died and don't remember makes him question everything.
As you blink, he's no longer there. The individuals are no longer there. The cellar gets warmer. You start feeling clammy. And as you also look back at where that cage once was, there's no damage to the surrounding stone. Clade and Wolfgang, you are feeling fucked up.
Oh, I think I shit myself. Oh no, I definitely shit myself. Like, it was too much magic for one person.
You definitely shit yourself, and Merrick's gonna wander over, step over Clade, walks over to Wolfgang and holds an arm out.
If it wasn't for Clade you using Wolfgang's immortal soul, you would both... Well, Clade, you definitely would have died. And Wolfgang, if it wasn't for your immortality, you would have probably gone with him. You managed to completely decimate any of George's protections, and you would have been obliterated if you would have tried to fight him.
So, as you grab my hand to pull me up, I win, right? I killed the most bad guys.
Do you know what? Sure.
We'll give it to you, Wolfgang.
Pull him up. But as I pull him up, I'm going to sort of put my hand on his upper arm. Can't quite reach his shoulder because he's a little bit taller, but I'm just going to stare him dead in the eye. And for the first time, like, Merrick and Wolfgang have had a level of respect. For the first time, Merrick no longer sees you as the monster.
I've saved 2 of your guys now. I'll save your life next, and then I'll just slump into you.
As he slumps into him,
as I
moving forward,
hold him, just be like, "Go on, Tom."
I see a dark stain on his ass as well, and I say, "He shot himself too."
As I then just sort of go, "Yeah, I'm still not the one that almost died."
No, seriously.
Take Wolfgang.
Seriously, I could use like any sort of like paper-based wiping utensil. I prefer a dude wipe because they're silky smooth and kind of moist. But I'll take a paper out of a book. I just need to. Someone please help.
Clade.
Yeah.
You're a spell slinger.
Is that you,
Deal
Merrick?
with it.
Merrick, the light is fading. I need you to come close. Merrick, I need you to come close.
And I will take Wolfgang up the stairs and sort of whisper, "You know, we might have some demons to fight on the way out of here. You up for it?"
Does a wolf shit his pants when he dies? You're damn right I am.
That will be Merrick and Wolfgang's exit.
Amazing. As you all exit, you find that in the passing of death, those creatures that were drawn towards this it is no longer here. Your route, therefore, out is clear. The demon is no longer there in your path. And everyone who was alive or limping or unconscious and woken up have all fled. As the four of you walk out, after Clade and Wolfgang have found the nearest loo and at least trying to clear themselves up, one of them's pulling a wedgie out as they're walking out of the double doors into the dawn sunlight with the mist over the grounds. They are all heading out alive. Moving out onto their next missions, knowing that they have saved, quite frankly, the world. Because if that hadn't gone any longer, God knows what will have happened.
I like to think it was a smelly, silent car ride home.
100%. It's very awkward. It stinks. The windows
But we
are
still
open.
pull up at the Mackey's drive-through.
Oh, yeah. Excuse me, can I take your order?
It's going to have to be KFC so we can get those little lemon wipes that you're supposed to have for your fingers so we can just wipe
Yes.
Hand them over to Cade.
Oh, it stinks! Oh.
And they're all then enjoying their KFC round the table, all chin wagging and having a chat, and and that probably post fight, just talking about how they're all, there's Clade standing up and reenacting how cool it was and doing all this. And
Me reminding you that you couldn't have done it without me.
Yeah, whatever, man. Sure, yeah. You were there. You were definitely there.
And as
Merrick will be sat with a whiskey and just sort of looks at Onyx, gets a second glass and just fills it to the top. You earned that, son.
We did good, didn't we?
We did great.
I pull out a spliff from my pocket, slide it over to him.
Pass it on the left-hand side.
Got a drink and a spliff.
Onyx.
Hey,
Onyx, what was that fucking game that you were talking about? Something called I don't know, what you said it was Monster of the Week or some shit, and that we should get around the table and play it? What's that all about?
Yeah, it's where you become these characters that you try to, I don't know, you're kind of like heroes, and you fight the bad guys and you come close to death, but if you work together and you trust each other and the DM doesn't fuck you, you feel really good at the end. You feel like even though it was a game, those emotions are kind of real. So yeah, I'd love to.
what fucking losers would play that?
As Merrick reaches into a pocket and goes, I've had these for ages, and pulls out a full set of TTRPG dice.
I'm pretty sure they're also magically enchanted as well.
Oh yeah, 100%.
So you're telling me that we can name our characters whatever we want? I think I'm gonna go with something like Sapphire Bright Moon or something like that. I think that would be a really sick name for.
Why would you do?
Really? You think that's lame? Oh, I don't know, man. I think calling yourself a stone plus something, then an astrological symbol, I think that's a really, really sick way of naming yourself, in my personal opinion.
Can we not just go with normal names like Fred or Bert or Tim?
I actually, when I was thinking about running this for you guys, I thought, so for Merrick, I thought if you're okay with it, like Matt or something like that. And then for Wolfie, I know it's a silly name, and I'd never name like an actual human being, but I think in this case, you could play the character Danny. That would be kind of cool.
That is a stupid name. It rhymes with too many things, like Fanny. You can't be. No, I'm not having that.
Yeah, Glade. There's this name that just kind of rings out to me.
Lay it on me. I'm ready. It's gonna be a good one.
Yeah, it's a good one. It's well, you kind of pronounce it in one way, but basically it's Bodhi. So if you would just be Bodhi. What do you think about that?
Make the H silent, maybe. It would sound better, and emphasize the O a bit more.
Oh, like Bodhi?
Yeah, sure.
You know what?
I don't know. It still sounds stupid.
Who put a silent letter in your name as well? Like,
I know. What twat would do that to a dyslexic kid? What asshole would do that to a dyslexic kid? That's crazy, putting a silent letter in their name, right? Fucking hell.
Do you know what? If we need one more player, I've got a maid I can call. I see you've got one more name down there, Tom. Sorry, but Onyx.
Well, like, basically, I was thinking, I'm actually a forever player, so I could just play a player, and I was thinking my player's name. Well, actually, your friend, it's not hard to be a DM or as long as you keep an open mind and you kind of roll with the punches and you let the team kind of carry out the story in a way that feels organic. I reckon I pictured a guy named Dave, but I don't know if that would work or not. That could do that.
Dave brings
and
good
I could
snacks.
just play myself. So, anyway, that was my
Dave
idea.
has a really good music taste and would choose like things that would really emphasize cool moments. I feel like that would be a real strong suit of Dave's. I don't know why.
Yeah.
This is
What do you think, Dad?
beyond
Do you think
falling. I feel like
I think we've 16th
right
wall
now.
because we've fourth wall times fourth wall. So I think at some point we're looking at our own
I've never
arseholes
seen
at this
anything
point.
so meta.
Just weird. Anyway, so as the
Christopher
camera
Nolan is scratching his head.
zooms away from this unbelievably whiskey and weed infused and fueled conversation out of the window, zooming out as they're all laughing. One of them opens the window and the smoke's pouring out. We fade to
What do you mean a
black.
5 fails?
Guys, thank you so much. I really hope that you have enjoyed that. This has been Malt and Magic playing Monster of the Week in a very loosey-goosey term of using their rule set. I apologise, Evil Hat Productions. But it has been amazing, good fun. I think it has been, just so much fun. Guys, I hope you've enjoyed it.
Loved it.
Dave.
Yeah. Well done, Dave.
Thank you.
Dave, we saw...
For a first-time GM, keeper, DM. Mwah! Chef's kiss.
Yeah.
Thank you very
What a
much.
I
story.
agree, man. Saw your evolution in real time, homie, and it was beautiful to watch.
Thank you very much. Yes. It's been a lot of fun. It's been obviously great to do something that I love, and I know that Matt loves as well, which is Supernatural. I have very much bastardized the whole thing of Supernatural as well as Evil Hat Productions, but I wanted to make it my own, and I wanted to make it that you guys were all in it, and that myself and Matt didn't just all have all of the clues. Hence, that the big pentagram should have been the Devil's Gate, but it wasn't. And also, death has nothing to do with pentagrams, but he does now. And it's all just good fun. The great thing is I wanted to give just that connection to things that are serious that you can go up against, and those things that I shout out Bodhi, because it was so good that you were able to do that. Basically, it was going to be one heck of a fight at the end if you couldn't do something. So the fact that you were just going to pull that out meant that we could go to showing George's arrogance that he thought he knew everything. So yeah, fair play. I absolutely loved it. It was one of the best curveballs I could have had, because it meant that it actually worked really well, and absolutely fair play. The rest of you played it phenomenally.
Do you know what, Dave? I think two things to really commend you on. First of all, lots of, big up to Evil Hat, but Powered by the Apocalypse is a strangely specific and weird system that is, at the best of times, crunchy. You did such a good job managing all of that stuff, rolling with the flow, and I have to say your little hallway sequence was a banger, dude. I think that's one of my favorite quick combats that I've ever had. So well done, Dave, dude. That was
the thing that I wanted to do coming into this. Whether we were actually, my initial thought was going to be running this with D&D 5e, right? So that would have been quite exciting. But what it was going to be is, and I was going to make it very clear, you were going to have plot armor, for want of a better word, right? And so when we actually then found that, we can actually simplify it with Evil Hat Productions, you can bring something extra to it, something that is more closer to it. I then still wanted to provide you that plot armor, and we've seen so many scenes in TV series and movies where, the protagonist gets through 40 people and doesn't take a scratch, and I was like, fuck it, I want you guys to do it as well. And I loved all of your descriptions. So just great fun. Loved sending you through that one, and in fact all 4 episodes. Thank you very much, guys, and if we ever want to do one again, I'm sure that this world will continue on if we do. So great.
100%.
Thank you to everyone who's been in the chat tonight. It's been really, really grateful. Thank you for the raid earlier. Really appreciate it. What do we want to announce moving forwards now that we have completed this arc?
We've got a very, very exciting end to the month, and I say end to the month knowing that we've only got, we're only halfway through January at this point. But, so yes, next week we return to Campaign 2 to deal with the significant tension that we left on last time. And then
we have a habit of doing that.
The boys, generally, the boys and I will be descending on Middle England for a weekend where we will be actually round a table recording not only a Campaign 2 episode, but also, I'm going to say it now, the beginnings of Orbital Blues Arc 2, with Bodhi at the helm. There will also be 2 other things that we are doing, one of which will be a little less TTRPG, a bit more frivolity and fun, but something still that we can bring to you on stream as well. And then we're going to go a little bit more horror with one thing as well, because I seem to have gone down a horror hole right now. And yes, we will be playing 10 Candles for the first time, and we will be doing it in person, which I think is going to be amazing. Candles. So yes, look out for all of that. No, 10 Candles. Look out for all of that over the coming weeks and months. Yes, but in terms of Monday night streams, it is very much Campaign 2 now for the next few weeks, one of which will be that live in-person session, which we then rebroadcast, but we will all be in stream. And then the following week after that will also be one of those recordings that we do. Massively looking forward to it. We've got a lot of planning to do and setup to do before that, but it's going to be a lot of fun. So I think from me, just a massive thank you, Dave, for running this. It's been a lot of fun over the last few months. Super, super excited for our next mini-series. And look, folks, if there's something else you want to see us play, do a mini-series of, let us know.
Yeah, please let us know. Let us know.
Listen to any of that feedback and go with it. So yeah.
Drop us a message in our Discord, a comment on videos, or wherever else you can get in touch with us. Let us know. We love these new systems. New to us, and we love playing them. So if you ever want to see any of them, please do let us know. To my players, thank you very much indeed.
Do you have Candela on the shelf? We might have to look at that. Anyway.
That'll be good fun. Thank you so much for tonight. I've really enjoyed it. I hope everyone else has. And good night.